fast. All right, here we go. So yeah, I just did an episode on do black men ever truly recover from heartbreak. I've gotten a lot of responses. Uh, just like on the posts, on the comments. People just kind of hit me up, via text and like just DM and stuff like that. And personally, I think that the feedback is, I think the feedback is really interesting. Some of the feedback that I have gotten so far, and I'm waiting for people to kind of like fill in, join in real quick, because I kind of wanted to talk about a few things personally, and I didn't want to forget them. Because I just feel like the feedback is interesting just because of like the dynamic of what recover actually means, um when it's a woman recovering from heartbreak versus when it's a man recovering from heartbreak. I'd like to actually have some people in here first to kind of like bounce those thoughts off of, so we can bounce our thoughts off of one another. So now this is, I just saw that somebody tried to request me. Now the Tuesday live, let me just let y'all know, the Tuesday lives, the Tuesday discussions are just for the Patreon community. I do come on Instagram live just for a couple of minutes, just as a courtesy to let people know that I am going live, that we are about to have, like our Patreon meeting or whatever. If you do want to join, you're more than welcome to join, but the link is going to be on Patreon. So you'd have to subscribe to the Patreon if you wanted to get the link so that you could actually join in on the conversation. I just come on Instagram on Tuesdays, not to necessarily tag people in, but I come in on Tuesdays just to let people know that I am about to go live on Zoom. So again, if this is a conversation that you feel like you want to hear, you want to listen to, you want to contribute to, you want to actually join in, give your opinions, give your thoughts, and things of that nature, man, then go ahead and hit the link in the bio, sign up to the Patreon, and then the link is right there waiting for you. You feel me? And then you could just click on it and come right into the Zoom meeting, and then we can get it popping. We can start talking about it. But the Tuesdays, just to make it clear for y'all, Tuesdays is just for the Patreon people only. Fridays is for the Patreon people only. Thursdays, I'm on Instagram for like an hour from like 9:30 to 10:30. And that's for any and everybody. So I'll tag whoever in, you know what I'm saying? I'll tag y'all niggas in. I'll have conversations with y'all. We go back and forth, argue, joke, debate, whatever. But the Tuesday nights and Friday nights, those are just for the Patreon people. You feel me? So I just want to make that clear. I got to be fair to them because they are actually, paying money monthly to get content that's exclusive just to them. So you know what I mean? I gotta be loyal to them because they loyal to me. So I'm on Instagram just to get the word out, just to let y'all niggas know that we are about to go live on the Zoom. We are about to chop it up for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the topic tonight is, do black men ever truly recover from heartbreak? Like it says, the Zoom link is on the Patreon. If you're not on the Patreon yet, the Patreon link is in my bio right now. The Patreon link is in my bio right now. Once you go onto my Patreon, the Zoom link to what we're about to talk about tonight is on the Patreon. It's the most recent post. So if you want to join in on the conversation, man, you want to chime in, you got opinions about it, you just want to listen, you want to hear what the black men are talking about, you want to hear what the black men are feeling, you want to hear what the black men are saying about this particular topic, then now is the time to go ahead and join in. We about to get it started, real quick in a minute. So let me see. All right, I got a couple of people in here, man. Palm, what up? Markeisha, what up? Fucking Mufasa, what up, nigga? We already spoken all that. How y'all niggas doing tonight, man? Sometimes niggas be on time, sometimes niggas be late. So I'm gonna go
No.
ahead and just get it started real quick. I'll just start off with my little monologue or whatever you want to call it. Um Clarissa, what up? She just came in. Um so yeah, man, I don't know if y'all actually watched it. I don't know if y'all watched the whole thing from start to finish, from beginning to end or whatever, but just a brief, I guess, overview on the episode that I just did that came out Thursday with that we talking about tonight was the do black men ever truly recover from heartbreak? And I kind of just went into telling a couple of stories, I guess, of I guess telling a couple of stories of some of the heartbreak that I have gone through. Um and I know specifically I was talking about the story with the gypsy or what have you. I know a couple of y'all, y'all followed me on Sex with Strangers, so some of y'all were already familiar, kind of with the background with the story and everything. But I wanted to tell the story once again, for people who may not have known me from Sex with Strangers. Freck, what up? Who may not have known me from Sex with Strangers. So I just wanted to tell it again just to kind of get everybody, up to date. And what I was kind of going through with that whole situation. Um, and just how it made me feel, like I was saying in some of my clips, like how it was really bringing my insecurities to the forefront, because that's kind of what happens when you get ghosted and you really don't know why you've gotten ghosted. So you kind of like, just by default, you kind of start the things that you think are wrong with you start to just fill in the blanks and just kind of make those things the reasons that that particular person just said peace out or whatever, whether it's true or not. Like, you just kind of, that's what ends up usually happening, or at least that's what happened in my case or whatever. And that was, I can't say that wasn't my only breakup, but I think, like, in my adult life, or breakup, that wasn't my only heartbreak. But I think that in my adult life, because I think I was like mid 20s, mid to late 20s when that happened. I think that was one that kind of, it probably is, it set me back, you know what I mean? Because that was on the heels of me being single for like 6 to 7 years at the time. Because I was playing minor league ball. My first official girlfriend was in college from when I was like 20 to like 23. And we ended up breaking up mainly because of baseball. Or at least that's how I always felt. Like, I felt like the two main things in my life at that point was baseball and her, and she was just never gonna get that number one spot, because baseball was just like my life's dream, my focus. It was my priority. And I remember us having like a conversation. I remember us having a conversation, and I was like super honest about that with her. And I think for her, like, that never really she was never really able to, like, I guess, recover from just that level of honesty within that conversation, because I think she felt like she was never going to be a priority above baseball for me. So, like, for her, that kind of made her kind of like bow out gracefully, and then that was ultimately like the beginning of the end of our relationship. And she broke up with me like right before the season, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like I said, I was like 23, 24, something like that. And that was definitely a heartbreak. But for me, that wasn't really the one that did it. So that's why I didn't really tell the story about that. So, like, after that happened, just to kind of set the stage, after that breakup or that heartbreak, I felt like it was because of baseball. So, like, then at that right then and there at that point, I made the decision of, I'm gonna, because baseball is my main focus, because baseball is my main priority, and clearly because baseball was the thing that got in the way of this particular relationship prospering. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be single until I'm done playing ball. Because that just, in my mind, logically, that just seemed like the most intelligent thing to do. Um, so I was single from basically like 23 until I know I basically retired when I was like 27, 28. And then like even when I got back into the dating shit, just because I got back into like dating or got back into the having a mindset of being open to another relationship, I was still kind of not really having like much luck with it. Like as far as like dating or meeting people that I actually liked or meeting people that I actually felt like I could take serious, on some long-term type shit. And then comes the gypsy. So she was like the first, but like I was saying in the episode, she was like one of the first people that I had met in like 6, almost 7 years, where I actually felt the connection. I actually, I actually genuinely liked her, like as a person. I liked her as a woman. I liked her style. I was attracted to her. Like I literally just liked everything about her. Um, and then obviously I was saying like how our vibe was so dope, or I felt like it was so dope. And even though we ended up like smashing like on the first day, like I didn't give a fuck. Like I still was just like, yo, like I really fuck with her. I really like her. And then the story went how it went. And I think that particular one, like it broke my heart in several like different ways. And one of the ways was uh obviously just being disappointed, being sad because of the fact she wasn't in my life, but also because of the way that she exited my life though, right? It was because of the ghosting. It was because of her giving me no reason or no explanation. It was because she gave me no reason. I had to create my own reason. I kind of had to, and it kind of made me like face my own demons, I guess, in a for lack of a better phrase, which were the insecurities. Like everything that I was insecure about, like I was saying before, it was brought to the forefront. Because if she wasn't going to give me a reason as to why you don't like me no more, why you don't love me no more, why you don't want to talk to me no more, why you know what I'm saying? Like if you're not going to give me that reason, now I got to come up with my own reason. Because I think like part of the quote unquote like recovering is trying to figure out from relationship to relationship to relationship. Like in my mind, I'm big on accountability, not just for other people, but for myself, right? So in my mind, like I can't let myself go from one relationship to another without fixing some things, without figuring out, okay, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong over here? Let me find those things out so I can patch those things up, so I can work on those things, so I can improve upon those things. So whenever I do get a chance to get into my next relationship, I'm not going to make those same mistakes. But when somebody ghosts you, right, and they don't really give you the things that you need to work on, they don't say like, damn, Jax, you was a horrible communicator. Damn, Jax, you was horrible at sex. Damn, Jax, I wish you would have had a better job. Damn, Jax, I wish you would have been more intelligent. Damn, Jax, I wish you would have been more in tune with your like if you not giving me nothing to work on, right? I have nothing else to go on except for the things that I don't think that I'm good at, which are obviously where your insecurities come into play. But then that's a whole nother level of heartbreak, right? That's a whole nother level of heartbreak. That's a whole nother level of disappointment, because it's like not only do I have these insecurities about myself, but now like I'm saying that the exact things that I'm insecure about, in my mind, I'm saying those are the exact same reasons that you bounce. Those are the exact same reasons that you left. But if I'm still insecure, like, and if these are things that I've been insecure about my entire life, like, how the fuck am I supposed to patch those up? How the fuck am I supposed to patch those up? How the fuck am I supposed to fix those? These insecurities been here before I even met you. You know what I mean? And it's like really just a huge mind fuck. And then on top of that, what I was saying as well, and then I'm gonna let you guys chime in because I know I'm talking, I'm rambling right now. But like the scary thing about everybody is commenting about, nah, niggas can't recover. Nah, men don't recover. Nah, they never recover. They turn into this fuck boy and then they just be that for the rest of their life, all because of one woman. And what I was saying in the episode is it's not that simple. It's not that simple. It's not that cut and dry. And I think what the caveat is, it's not that if one girl breaks your heart, it's if the one girl who breaks your heart, it's like it has to be like a tornado of specific things. I think it has to be the first time that you get your heart broken, and it has to be the first time that you get your heart broken, but you get your heart broken by like a girl who you never saw this coming from. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like it's one thing to have, you know, been in relationships, out of relationships, had disappointments, been in love, fell out of love, you know what I'm saying, been in like or had crushes, but sometimes things didn't work out. And then like over that span of years of experience in dating and relationships, you just kind of start to develop not necessarily a callous, but you just start to develop like an understanding of the fact that, you know, like this shit, you know, it's ebbs and flows. Like some things are gonna work, and even when things work, nothing's gonna last forever. And then like some experiences are just gonna be bad. Some experiences are just gonna be solely for you to just learn and be better for when you do meet the one or whatever. But when you get your heart broken, like very, very soon, very, very early, but by a woman that you've put on a pedestal, by a woman that you thought was special, by a woman who showed you nothing but like that she had all of her shit together on the surface, right? Let me emphasize on the surface, because I can go deeper into what that particular girl was like going through behind the scenes. Like she was not all together. I think with all of those layers and all of those factors, I think that is what sometimes creates like the fuck boy or the nigga who can never recover, or the nigga who never is the same again, or a nigga who can never really fully love again, or the guy who has trust issues for, you know, from now on. And it's I don't think it really has anything to do with just a man getting his heart broke, just a man being hurt, because we all go through that. If we're gonna be honest, like we all get hurt, we all get disappointed, we all have had someone that we really liked or possibly even loved, and it didn't work out for whatever reason. But I think that it has to do with how did it fall apart? Like, was it a betrayal? Do you feel like you were disrespected? Do you feel like you were just totally done wrong by this person who you thought would never even be capable of doing this? Or was it just something that just simply didn't work out, because that's just how life goes sometimes? And I think everybody reacts differently. And the one question I would pose to you all before I open the floor is, what does the word actually like recover? Because what does that mean? Because I say, do Black men ever truly recover from heartbreak? What does the word recover actually mean to y'all? And the second part of that question is, does it look different on men than it does on women? Because I think that's something that we should probably get into as well. And I have my own reasons behind why I asked that question in that way. So I've talked enough, so y'all can go ahead and chime in, and tell me y'all thoughts. And for the people who are on Instagram right now, like I said, I gave y'all like, this is a good like 20-25 minutes. This is what we're talking about. Do Black men ever truly recover from heartbreak? If you want to join in on the conversation, just go to my page real quick. Go to the link in the bio. Click that. Click bonus footage Patreon page. Subscribe or sign up to there. And then the Zoom link is it's the most recent post. I just posted it about 30 minutes ago. You can find it there. And then I'll let you into the conversation. And then you'll be good to go, man. But I'm about to be out. This is for the Patreon people only. So I'll see y'all niggas later. All right. So what's up, man? How y'all niggas feeling? How y'all doing? What y'all feel about my long ass lecture and shit? What y'all feel about the episode if you saw it? How do you feel it just about, just the topic in general, man? Because I got a lot of no's and hell no's and fuck no, they don'ts and they done forever and they fuck boys forever, and like I got a whole bunch of that shit, and I don't really agree with it all the way. I get where they coming from, but I can't 100% agree.
Yeah, I'll say this. I'll say, like, with the episode, I liked it a lot. I felt like you touched on a lot of points. As far as recovery, I think recovery has everything to do with a person being able to be healed or cured from their trauma or any type of wound that they got through being like hurt or whatever the case may be. But do I feel like men are cured from being hurt by the set woman that they dealt with? I feel like right now, no, and it all depends on the situation. If they were in your type of situation or the situation that I dealt with, is hard, because I think part of the reason why a lot of women can recover a lot faster is because they talk to each other about it. Okay. A lot of men don't, and this is from me talking to a lot of men that I have met recently, like within COVID. They don't normally talk about it at all like that. They open up about it now, but we don't always talk about it because a lot of guys just write it off, and a lot of us be like, you know what, I'm a man, so I'm just gonna try to deal with this on my own. So I feel like if men was to talk to each other more, I feel like it will be an easier process to get over it or whatever the case may be. But it is traumatizing because I went through it and it took me a while to get over it. I still kind of got like, I could say I got trust issues in a way where it's like not really trust issues, but it's more so I'm a little it's trust issues. I'm hella nervous to open up because I don't want to open up then to get hurt. But at the same time, when you're in a relationship or you're dating somebody, you have to allow yourself to be vulnerable. Because at the end of the day, if that person chooses to hurt you, you know where that person stands at. And then when you get into a relationship, you're always taking a chance. But it's just like because I went through what you went through around like the age of like 18 to 20, because I was with somebody for like 2 years, and I did everything that I could possibly do or whatever the case may be because I genuinely cared about her. And I think what hurt the most is that me and her genuinely had chemistry. It wasn't something that was fake. It wasn't something that was for social media. It wasn't for everybody. It was something that me and her understood that we had. So to get hit with something hard like that and to feel like I was competing with another guy hurt a lot, because it made me feel like, damn, like, was I doing anything wrong? I questioned myself. And on top of that, it's just like I already had a lot of issues that I was dealing with at home So that was somebody that I felt like she was dealing with some shit and I was dealing with some shit. And I felt like we was working together to get through it. And it was just like to have her be the person that hurt me. It's like, damn, like I can't even really trust my family like that. And it's just like I allowed this person to try to help me out, and I did a lot to help her out. And I think the issue that I have a lot is that I don't allow the right people to help me. You know what I'm saying? It was just like it took a whole lot. It took a whole pandemic. Me and Mufasa have been cool since we was 13, and a lot of the shit that I went through, I never talked to him about it until recently. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't give the right people. To me, my response, like me, I hold myself accountable for not giving the right people, not giving, like not letting the right people help me. I feel like a lot of us go through it. I like that shit was very hard to deal with, and it's very hard for me to open up to somebody. Every time I feel like I'm getting close to somebody, I try to get out of it, but I learn not to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, damn, I'm getting real close, so
Well,
I'm very cautious.
how do you how long removed are you from this situation that you're referring to?
Now I've been away from it for a minute. Now I'm in the process, like within the last 3 years, I've been away from the situation, but it was very hard for me to get over it because I would think about like, damn, like I might get in a relationship with this woman. Can I trust her? Can I open up to trust her? And it's just like I remember back in like 2016 or 2017, I was dating this woman and she told me straight up, she was just like, yo, like she told me straight up, the problem that you have is that you don't allow anybody to help you. You don't allow anybody to get in. Like she was just like, I barely even know you. And it's just like, and for a minute, that's just how it was. It was just like when I felt like I was getting too close, I would back off because it's just like, I don't want to deal with that type of pain again. But then I got great friendships with a lot of people that I can confide in, that I can go to whenever I do go through some of these things. It's just hard when it's somebody that you don't expect. And even like with women, they feel more comfortable when women go through shit. They got a round table full of women.
Mm-hmm.
They got a round table full of women. Yo, like these niggas, I call it the these niggas ain't shit table. They had the these niggas ain't shit table for a little bit, talk about the shit, and they get over it. A
But
guy
let
like
me let me interject. Let
yeah,
me interject, right? Because
yeah,
I think that you kind of led me into
yeah,
why I wanted to kind of speak on like what does recovery look like for
yeah,
men versus what it looks like for women, right? Because like
yeah,
how you said, women have other women to talk to. Women have the niggas ain't shit table to kind of go to and just get everything off of their chest. And
yeah,
once they get everything off of their chest and come, I guess, come out through the other side of it, you know,
yeah,
we can probably call that recovery.
yeah,
I think that there's something interesting about that because if there's a couple things, if men had the bitches ain't shit table to go to where they got everything off of their chest and they said all of
yeah,
their raw feelings and raw emotions based off of, you know, how sour the relationship may have gone, and then they come out on the other side of it, you know what I'm saying, however they come out of it, I don't know if we could really collectively call that recovery for
yeah,
men, because I think a big reason that some of the women were saying that men don't recover is because men don't really have like, they don't have the bitches ain't shit table to go to, but they kind of just walk around with the same bitches ain't shit mentality like in their head or whatever.
yeah. I
And
look at my fault. Go ahead, finish
so
my fault.
no,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say like
Yeah,
that's kind of ironic to me
yeah,
because it's like, again, it's one of those things where like the space is maybe provided for women to, you know, kind of talk shit about men for that however long period of time that you kind of have to get that hurt off of you, right? You know what I'm saying? You kind of
yeah,
have to get that hurt off of your body, off of your chest, whatever. But and that's, it's like it's accepted when women do it, but if a man gets out of a relationship and they have to go through that same like grieving kind of process, like you're kind of looked at differently from being a man talking about your raw emotions towards women. You know what I mean? So that wouldn't be really looked at as, oh, he's just going through his grieving. He's going through his relationship mourning. He's recovering. He's going through the stages that he has to go through in order to recover from the breakup that he just went through. It's looked at more so as like, damn, my nigga, like who hurt you? Damn, bro, like why you so mad? Why you so hurt? So I think that is
yeah,
what then can turn into like the hard shell of, well, I can't say bitches ain't shit out loud. So I'm just gonna internalize everything, but I'm gonna still walk around with the mentality that bitches ain't shit, but I can't say the shit, so I'm just gonna act it out instead because I can't get it off of my body. I can't get it off.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Go ahead. What's up, Fred?
Can y'all hear me? Sorry, my power just went out, and
are you safe?
My Wi-Fi is sketchy.
It's a tornado,
nigga. Oh no!
Jesus Christ!
I don't know what's happening. But I have a question. I actually have quite a few questions because this is a great topic for me personally.
Okay.
One of my questions,
you get the mail bash.
First of all, Jax, have you ever known me to mail bash?
Yeah, you bash me all the time. Fuck you mean?
That's you, the male in particular, not me.
That's just Jackson bash.
That's just Jackson bash.
I'm fucking with you, man. I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
What's up?
You there?
Oh man, she hiding under the bed right now.
I will go and get her. Y'all quit playing with me.
You there?
Yo.
Fred?
Are you there?
Timber.
Are you safe? Oh boy. Damn,
I'm gotta go get my girl.
Hopefully she'll come back, man.
Yeah.
Until she come back, Pawn, what was you about to say?
I feel like men have to change the narrative with that shit. I feel like a lot of it is our fault because we not really open with each other. I feel like too many men are trying to be like super bravado all the damn time. It's like when it happened to me, when I dealt with what I dealt with, I can go to Mufasa or my homie Tamir about this shit and they was cool with it, but every guy ain't cool with it. They just be on some, you want some super sensitive shit. Yeah. And it's like, it's nothing wrong. Like, it ain't nothing wrong to be like, yo, bro, I'm hurt because of this. I felt like I was betrayed and this, it shouldn't be anything wrong with that. But a lot of guys don't have that because it's too many niggas trying to be, too many niggas are trying to be too tough all the time or whatever the case may be. It's nothing wrong with saying that you hurt. That's why it's just like with me, I get tired of niggas that talk about how many bitches they fucking all day, but they would never tell you that they dealt with hurt or dealt with any type of pain, and that shit has to change. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes on to niggas. When I say like the niggas ain't shit table, I was just talking shit. But I feel like they like women do have a circle of
that's the
women
thing though. That's definitely
yeah, but I feel like they have a stronger recovery because they talk to each other. A lot of us men, we go through shit. We don't always talk to each other about certain shit or whatever.
There she is. She's alive again. You good?
Yeah. So I feel like that shit is our fault because a lot of us feel like we have to hold shit in and instead of going to each other. And it all depends on the circle of people you got around you. If you got a circle of niggas that's gonna look at you or judge you because you fucking hurt, then them niggas shouldn't be your niggas. Period. If I can't go to my niggas about me or the men that I'm cool with about me being hurt by another woman, then they are not my friends. Period. Like,
so let me. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, because you're tap dancing on my question, and I want you to answer it. So, my question is because earlier you and Jax agreed on the idea of you all don't have women bashing circles to go to.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out if that's the truth or if you all just do not utilize the circles that you have in order to aid in your processing. That's my first question. My second question is to both you and Jax. What do you actually do to heal and or process through these breakups? Because
that was my question.
If you're just,
You good? Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was saying that was my question. Go ahead.
Oh, if you're just, sitting around and giving yourself time to like maybe thinking, okay, well, tomorrow I'll feel better. Let me go, I don't know, jack off a couple times. I'll feel better. Let me go, I don't know, play the game for a couple days. Like, I'll feel better. Like, I'm really curious as to like, what is your healing process? Like, do you actually do things to aid in healing? Or like, are you like not actually taking steps? Because healing does look different for everybody, but healing is a thing. Healing is not just mulling over the process or, doing these little lackluster things. Healing is work. It actually takes active, proactive work to heal. So 2 questions again. What are you actually doing to heal? Did you actually take steps to heal? And if you didn't know what that was, did you seek resources to help you heal? And then 2, do you actually not have those circles that you said that women have, or do you just not utilize those circles?
Yeah.
You could go first, Paul.
I could go first. All right. So to your first question, because I'm gonna answer it in the way that you asked it the first time. So the first question is, me personally, I had the circle, but I didn't utilize it. You know what I'm saying? I had 2 people that I could go to, but I wasn't sure if I could go to them about it, because as a man, a lot of people, as a man, and being as though where I grew up around, a lot of people would do this shit. A lot of people in my area would do this shit. You going through some shit, man, you just being sensitive. Man, you just this, that, and the third. So I thought I couldn't go to my niggas about it, because I'm like, damn, man, my brother is hurt right now. But I felt like I couldn't say it, so I didn't utilize it. But from talking to other guys that I recently been talking to, they never had that shit at all. They told me straight up that this was the first time, and a lot of them told me this was the first time that they actually got it off their chest and they felt great about it. You know what I'm saying? That they never got it out their chest. As far as like my healing process, in the beginning, my healing process was horrible. The shit that I was trying to do was horrible. It didn't work. My first instinct was, let me just call a chick to come over and smash. Maybe I feel better. Nah, that shit was cool for the moment, but it didn't work. What helped me out is really confronting the situation, talking about it, and even just pursuing the things that I wanted to pursue, as far as like music, and like just working all around, just working on myself to be able to become a better person. That's what helped me heal in a lot of ways, and just learning to let it go, because I wasn't really taught that I was gonna deal with a heartbreak, so I didn't know how to deal with it. So a lot of the ways I try to run from it. I try to overwork at a job that I hated. I try to make as much money as I can. I try to buy as much shit. I try to look my best and try to be like, oh, if she see me, I'm gonna be that nigga, and she gonna be this, that, and the third. But that shit didn't work. Working on my self-help, or whatever the case may be, developing myself, working on my insecurity, shit that I was insecure about, helped me out. Like taking the process to really get to know myself, talking to my friends about certain shit, building upon myself, helped me heal. It taught me a lot, and just holding accountability for what I chose, and just understanding, like, yeah, I went through this with this person, but I can't act like I wasn't playing a part through dealing with some of the pain that I was dealing with, because it's like I could have chose to leave at a certain time, but I didn't. So I hold myself accountable, and then I healed, and I learned to let it go. It took a process. It took me taking a lot of horrible steps in the beginning, but after a while, I just talked about it. I think talking about it is the first step, and just working on yourself is another step for you to get through it. And I feel like a lot of us don't have that, because too many men are just focused on just being so bravado, and being being a bravado man all the damn time, trying to be like the alpha all the time, that they like, man, I don't want to hear that shit. But it's just like, bro, like, this man is hurt right now. He's mentally not in a good state, so that's what you're gonna do. A lot of guys don't have that. I had it, but I didn't know that I had it, because I just didn't feel comfortable at first.
Yeah, I would say
If that answered your question.
I feel like the first question, do you have the circle? Do you utilize the circle? I felt like I had the circle with you. It's funny because Freck, you and I, we've had the conversation about how you feel like you can only, you can talk to certain friends about certain issues or certain things.
Mhm.
And I'm always like, nah, I can talk to all my niggas about all my shit or whatever.
Mhm.
And in this, like dealing with like breakups and shit like that, honestly, I didn't really talk to too many men. Like my circle was more so talking to women who were my friends. Not because I felt like I couldn't talk to men, but my path to trying to recover was like based in like trying to understand. You know what I mean? And I didn't think like, I just felt like it would be more intelligent to try to talk to a woman to try to figure out what was this woman thinking to where she would just disappear. What do you think that, I'm speaking to women as to say like, well, you're a woman, so like what would a woman be doing that would make her take these particular steps? Like what's gonna make her do X, Y, and Z? Like, because as a man, like we wouldn't fucking know. Like none of my niggas would have known. Like none of my niggas would have in specifically referring to like the gypsy, right? I don't think none of my niggas would have really been able to answer a question as to like why a girl would ghost you other than, oh, she just fucking other niggas, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, because to be honest with you, a lot of niggas don't know what women are thinking or why women move the way that they move. You know what I'm saying? Which makes the way that some women move so fucking either genius or sneaky, because niggas don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it makes it easier to move the way that a woman would move when you dealing with a nigga, because a nigga don't have no clue like as to like what you really doing. Because if in a lot of cases, like if we did know, then we probably would have a lot smoother relationships, right? So I didn't utilize, I guess, my male circle other than I would say my homie Mees, who he's been on here a couple of times. And he was in a he wasn't married at the time, but he was, if I'm not mistaken, he was in a relationship with who his wife is now. And then we would talk a lot, and I would kind of like, I would vent to him. I would ask him like, what did he think is going on? What does it look like from the outside looking in? And that, to be honest with you though, it was never really a male. I mean, it was never really a like a woman bashing thing. Like not with me. Like with me, it was more so of like I said, it was me trying to really search for understanding. Because to and I've always told y'all this, like if this even makes any sense, I'm super secure with my insecurities. Like I know what I'm insecure about. I'm not scared to say what I'm insecure about. I accept what I'm insecure about. So anything, and like that puts me in a mind space of anything that you're gonna say negatively about me, guarantee you I've already thought of it. Guarantee you I've already thought about it. I've already considered that's probably why you leaving. I've already considered that's probably why you sucking somebody else's dick. I've already considered that's maybe why you cheat. Like I've literally like I've considered all of it. You know what I'm saying? But like, so it would actually back in those situations, it would actually have given me peace of mind for the girl to just say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? For the girl to kind of confirm, oh yeah, like I don't want to fuck with you because of X, Y, and Z. And X, Y, and Z be the things that I'm insecure about. Like I would have felt better about that, because at least it would have pinpointed like the reasoning for you leaving. You know what I mean? But to answer your other question of refresh my memory. One was, did you utilize it? Oh, how do you recover? How do you recover? My recovery, honestly, has been different for every heartbreak that I've had. And it's revolved around whatever my priority was at that time of my life. So, for instance, my first breakup or first heartbreak in college, I was still chasing ball. So, my recovery was just me channeling all of my energy into baseball. Channeling, I motivated myself by this sounds ridiculous, but like I've always been a nigga in the gym, right? So because I've always played sports, I've always been an athlete, so I've always had to work out. So, but I would like kind of formulate my workouts around the breakup, right? So, for example, if I'm on if I'm running if I'm on a treadmill and I'm supposed to run a mile or something like that today. If I'm telling myself like, yo, if you don't run this mile in 8 minutes and 8.5 minutes, then you fucking right, she was sucking somebody else's dick. Like if you don't run a mile, if you don't finish this mile, then she deserved to fuck that other nigga because you ain't shit. Like if you don't do this extra, if you don't finish this extra set, you know what I'm saying? If you can't fucking push this weight up, nigga, then you deserve to get cheated on, or you deserve to get broke up with, or you like. So I would be telling myself that shit in the gym, or like on days that maybe I didn't feel like working out. I would be like, yo, if you don't go work out today, nigga, you shouldn't have, you don't deserve to get your dick sucked. You don't deserve to have a girlfriend. You don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just like constant like mind games and shit with myself like that, to use it to fuel me to just get better at whatever it was that my goal was at that particular time. So that was like my first breakup. And then kind of like Palm said, like, you just want to be just a fly ass nigga any other time that she might see you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get in better shape. I'm gonna be on my shit, whether it's like I'm gonna graduate from a school, or I'm gonna go play minor league ball, or I'm gonna get a better car, or I'm gonna move into a better, I'm just gonna make sure that my situation is better the next time that you see me than what it was the last time that you saw me. For the gypsy, I was more of a professional, like I was in corporate America at that point in time. So really my motivation for that was, it was kind of like the same thing, just taking baseball out of it, because I was still working out. I was just trying to figure out how I was going to make more money, how I was going to put myself in a better situation. Really everything that I was insecure about, because she didn't give me a reason, everything that I was insecure about, I was trying to attack my insecurities. If I thought that I was too fat, I was going to try to fucking work out. If I thought that I didn't have enough bread, I ended up, matter of fact, I ended up getting like 2 part-time jobs just so I could get my bread up. Just things of that nature. If we're gonna go full circle, like with Voldy, because as bad as the stories and shit that I tell, I guess like kind of paint her out to be, I was like, that still broke my heart also, just because of the fact that like that was just a heartbreak of like you loving somebody and they don't love you back. So like the way that I tried to get over that, honestly, was by fucking bitches. Because I was already years in and having a corporate job. Like I lived in the place that I live in now. So like I had kind of like I guess I had kind of low key like leveled up from my relationship with the gypsy girl. I had kind of like moved into a different place in my life or whatever. So then I guess the focus was more like podcast and shit. She hated the podcast, so that was extra motivation. I was like, I'm gonna go hard at the podcast shit. We're gonna fucking blow this shit up. We're gonna be talking about how you don't suck dick, and I'm gonna be getting all of the dick sucks while I'm talking about how you didn't suck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds funny, it sounds crazy, it sounds wild, but like I just always figured out a way to channel my anger or channel my hurt or channel my pain like into something that was going to be productive and have me come out better on the other end of it. And another thing that I wanted to add, time, something that we never think about. Time for me is really the only way to true recovery. You have to go through your hurt, you have to go through your pain, you have to go through, in my experience, you have to go through fucking the bitches that you don't like to understand that this is not going to make you feel better. This is not, because and I said this one time, I remember specifically, like, because this is back to the me and Voldy shit. We were together for like a year, and then we broke up for like a few months, and then we tried to get back together, and collectively we ended up being together for like 2 years, right? So within that break time of a few months, like, I call myself having my little like miniature like hoe phase or whatever. You feel me? And I call it a little hoe phase because I only fuck 4 bitches, and that's really not a lot, but it was a lot for me, like in like a couple of month like time span. So, and I remember after each chick that I smashed, I had like the moment where I just like sat on the end of the bed or the edge of the bed, and I was just like fuck is you doing? Like, this ain't even you. Like, this ain't even your shit. Like, this not even your swag right here. But the crazy thing was everything that Voldy wasn't doing, like the random bitches, they were doing. And I thought that was going to make me feel better, but it actually made me more resentful, because it was like, how in the world can I get these random assholes to do the exact shit that I want after one conversation of telling them what I like? But then over here, the girl that I fucking love, I'm with her for a year and a half, and I still can't get her to do that shit. Like, you know what I mean? And like, that shit just made it hurt worse. You know what I mean? So it was just, for me, the healing process for me is all about time. You're gonna be hurt. You can't escape that. And I have my own personal rules about social media shit. I don't unfollow nobody. So like, to me, that was like in a weird, twisted way, that was like my barometer of like how over this person am I really? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they in my search bar every day? You know what I'm saying? Do I find myself searching their name every day? Do I find myself looking up like, oh shit, I ain't searched this bitch name in a week? Like, to me, that's how I measure my progress. You know what I'm saying? Or if you scrolling your timeline and they come across your timeline, do your heart skip a beat? Do it make you kind of nervous? Do it make you have like ill feelings? Or can you scroll past they shit just like any other person that you just see on your timeline and you don't think nothing twice about it? Like, for me, that was a barometer of like, okay, I'm getting better. Like, I'm getting over this person, or I'm cool, or I'm not cool. Or if I see a picture with you with a dude, do it make me feel a way? If I read a caption, or do I feel like you throwing subliminal shots at me? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you get these feelings, you know you're not over that person. But if you could just scroll past like they just anybody that you just seen on the street, or I got to a point with the gypsy. Right now, I'm bouncing back between women, but it got to a point with the gypsy where I used to see her posting pictures with her next like boyfriend or whatever. In my heart, like, I was literally happy for her that she was like, finally, you know what I'm saying, like, found somebody who was like gonna make her happy. So for me, I knew like I'm good. I'm Gucci, because I'm like truly looking at them like, damn, like, she look happy as fuck, man. Like, that's dope. Like, that's dope shit. But that takes time. Like, all that takes time and maturity.
So what's interesting is listening to you talk. I don't know where you guys, or who gave you all this like standard of how women heal. I don't know where you niggas got that shit from, but we're not completely different in this space, right? So like, I've been in situations where I broke up with a nigga or he's broken up with me, and the first thing I try to go do is fuck somebody else. because the running line is the quickest way to get over one nigga is to get under a different one.
That's such a, I hate that phrase because it's so lazy. Because like, if you're really gonna get over a nigga, throw it back. You feel me? Don't do no missionary shit. Just lay there.
Semantics. Relax, calm down. But I said that to say, like, we're not that different, right? Mm. When I was listening to you, so for you, this shit at the gym really bothered me for you, because you're going through this process where you're trying to heal, right? Like, you're trying to get over a heartbreak, and instead of giving grace to yourself, you're beating yourself up. Instead of being gentle to yourself, you're beating yourself up. You're saying that you weren't good enough for her, and like, you're beating that into your head. You're saying, if I cannot do such and such thing, I deserved for her to treat me this way. Healing starts with being kind and understanding that whatever feelings I'm feeling in this moment, I have to be okay with that, and I deserve to allow myself to feel whatever that is. You don't beat yourself up. For you, it was, let me use this as motivation to, no, you were beating yourself the fuck up brutally. You were in a space where, instead of feeling the hurt and massaging yourself through it, you were literally treating yourself like a punching bag. That's not healing. That's not what that is. You also mentioned that, you know, with the podcast, she didn't like the podcast. So, okay, I'm going to use this platform to talk about the shit you didn't do, to talk about how horrible you were. I understand using that as an outlet, but that ultimately is the same thing as you saying women have man bashing circles. Well, you utilize it the same way.
Let me just say, I didn't, I definitely utilized it to get things off of my chest. I didn't utilize it to bash her. What I'm like, and this might be off topic, but I just want to exonerate myself. Like, within me telling the stories, it made other people may feel like I'm bashing her because that was just the part that she played in a true story. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was never like me going on there saying like, you trash, you this, you that. It was me going on there saying, you know, these are the things that you didn't do. These are the things that you did do. This is how it made me feel. And this is me having a platform and just telling the truth about it. Now, people will take it however they want to take it, but I just want to say, like, I was never you ain't like, because I could never say that about somebody that I love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that just wouldn't even sit right with me, because it's like, well, nigga, you talking all this shit about her, but you was fucking with her for 2 years. You was telling her you loved her for however long. So like, it wasn't never that. It was just me going on there and telling the truth. And maybe the truth just didn't make these women look so great. So I just want to that.
That's fine. But then let's stay in that same lane. Why, if that's how you utilize that platform, why is it that women have these circles and you're considering them man bashing circles? Why can't it be the same thing on our end? Why can't it be, we're telling the story from our side? It does not make this nigga look great, but that's how we're telling it. I can't help how my homegirls decide to take it after I say it. I'm just telling my truth.
To answer your question, and this is me assuming. So let me just let me say that first, right? I've experienced hearing women's stories about their experiences with men for so long that I've never, like, how I just prefaced or how I tried to clear up the fact that, hey, I'm not bashing this person. I love this person. I had sex with this person. I wanted it to go here and there and like long term. Like, I've never heard a woman, I've never heard a woman stop a conversation, say, hold on, wait a minute. I just want to make it clear. I'm not bashing this nigga. The nigga wasn't I'm not saying that this nigga was a horrible person. I'm not saying that he deserves to go to hell. He deserves to rot now. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just telling y'all what happened, but I want to make it clear I'm not bashing him. Like I've never heard a woman take that type of intentional accountability, like explaining a vent session. You know what I'm saying? Like, to add on to that, I've heard women in vent sessions like have no problem with bashing niggas about a nigga that you did love, about a nigga that you did fuck, like with no holds barred. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm just saying like, I've never seen it so blatant where it's like, hey, before we get into this, I just want to tell y'all, I'm not bashing them. I don't hate men. I don't even hate this guy. I'm just telling you this was a bad experience for me. And that's, they go on with their story.
I understand where you're coming from. The sentiment is not incorrect that you're stating. I'm trying to open up the narrative here, because I always tell you, probably every other week I speak, you often speak with such absolutes. And that's just not the way shit works. I say this to you more times than not. You speak with absolutes. Shit is not black and white, especially shit like this. And I'm saying that because I'm a person who, I actually don't have a ton of people that I actually go to vent to that's going to bash anybody. Because if you're bashing somebody that I was in love with, you're calling me dumb. That's how I take it, right? So I don't have people in my circle that I would go vent to about any nigga that would ever say any shit like, that nigga was dumb, blah, 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 he this. No. We're going to talk about this shit and you're going to let me actually process. That's the difference between whatever man bashing circles that you're talking about versus actually processing through a situation. There is a difference, right? The circles that man bash, whatever that is, that's not whoever went through the breakup. That's not a part of healing at all. Because ultimately, man bashing is a lot of negativity. And I'm speaking from a person, and I've told you this before, I'm not a person that's just going to say niggas ain't shit. Now, I've said some other things about men, which I've had men tell me it's true. Like, men don't use your brains very well sometimes. I've had men actually tell me that is true. But I've never been a person to stand on niggas ain't shit. And my girls that I go to talk to about this shit, they do not say that shit because it's negativity. If I'm hurting, if I've been in a negative space, I'm sad, my feelings are hurt. Why do I need more negativity? Why do I need that? Why is that where I'm going for healing?
What do you, speaking of that, like, what do you expect? And this is not just for you, but for everyone. Like, what do you expect from the people that you're venting to? Like, because you said it, you don't want negativity. You don't want, just a negative compilation of things being said. So like, what is it that you expect from them? Like when they respond to you telling about, how hurt you might be at the time?
I expect full communication, and that's them first listening to me. Like, listen to me fully, hear where I'm coming from, hear what I'm actually saying in all parts of it, and not listening to respond, but listen to understand, right? Like, I need proper communication, because if somebody's actually listening to me and responding accordingly, they will not come at me with the negativity, because that's not how I speak about these situations. I can be very negative. I am very confrontational, not necessarily in a negative way, right? But like, I like to confront situations. And I know that about myself, but like in these situations where there are feelings involved, I'm rarely rah-rah about it. Generally very calm, very collected, because I'm trying to understand. So for me, when I'm speaking to somebody about a situation, I need you to listen. Like when I called you about Buddy, I never once went off about that nigga. I never called him dumb. I never said he was a horrible person. I never cussed him out. I explained to you the fact that I was befuddled about some other things, but I not once said that nigga ain't shit. Niggas ain't shit. I never did that.
Right. Now,
so when I'm speaking to somebody, I need them to listen to me. Go ahead. No, you're fine.
I was gonna ask, do you think that you are the do you think you're the constant, or do you think that you're the outlier in how you don't say that niggas ain't shit after a bad experience with one guy?
That's hard.
And I don't want to, and I honestly don't want to sway you either way. I feel like that question needs to be asked because especially in this group, right? Like, we all in our own ways are unique and are different with our takes, and with our level of intelligence, like all of us, you know what I'm saying? So, but I do also feel like we all do have the same social media. We all have the same internet,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. Like, I think that's just a question we probably all have to ask ourselves in certain situations. Like, are we because all of this is narrative, right? All of this is like what we think everybody thinks, not necessarily what we think. So now we're kind of like attacking the narrative, because to me, like, just the topic in general, do Black men ever truly recover from heartbreak? The narrative is nah, them niggas don't. You know what I'm saying? But when we get down and have like the individual conversations, you know, a lot of the times we'll hear stories and we'll hear experiences that are outliers. You know what I mean? But then for whatever reason, like, the narrative still kind of stays the same. So I just say that because, like, when you have like the broad observations, it's like when women are done wrong by men, when women are done wrong by one man, when women are done wrong by individual men that they pick or that they date, does it look like that from that point forward they say all niggas ain't shit, all niggas are liars, all niggas are cheaters? Because we've all seen that. But then, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, like, are you the outlier or are you the constant?
The reason I said that's hard to answer is because niggas ain't shit is unfortunately a catchphrase.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it is thrown out. It's thrown out jokingly. It's thrown out seriously. It's thrown out literally and figuratively. And so when you ask that question, me and my circle of friends, we bring diversity of thought to the circle, but we all have very similar morals, right? And ethical beliefs. And so there's probably only a good, there may be like one of them that like think that way.
Okay.
Right? Like, out of my circle of people who I go to like talk to. Right. And I'm not saying think that way as though like that's all I hear, but actually thinks in that space. And so when I look at my circle of friends, no, I'm not the anomaly. Like, I'm a part of the majority. Like, that person is the minority, right? But again, it's hard for me to say yes or no to that because I hear it it's such a common phrase.
And that's kind of my point though, because like,
but I don't know if it's literal or not when people say it.
But it kind of coming from a man, it don't really matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, it'd be the same thing as saying like, man, yeah, all Black women got bad attitudes. Like, whether we joking, whether we serious, whether it's in jest, whether it's
the only reason I disagree with that, and I did cut you off, and I'm sorry, but I did that on purpose. The reason I disagree with you on that is because niggas versus bitches are two completely different words. When you say niggas, yes, the common initial thought is men. But I've been in conversations where niggas was a Black person, woman or man. Niggas ain't shit. I've heard it said. And the context was not a man. The context was not just men, gender men, right? The context was people in general, or all Black people. So when you throw out bitches though, you can't really, I mean, I guess you can call a nigga a bitch, but like overall, like that's a female derogatory term.
Okay. We can't sit here and say if it's
bye, Rock.
Bye. If you say motherfucking, if you say niggas ain't shit, and I just think that we can pick up on whether you're talking about niggas meaning men or niggas meaning just niggas walking the earth. Like, you know what I mean? And when you know that we talking about when we having a conversation about dating or sex, relationships, whatever, when a woman says niggas ain't shit, she not talking about women niggas unless she date women. She talking about
niggas.
She talking about niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know. And I get what you're saying, but I'm just like, we know. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. I was just saying, to answer your question, that is difficult, like I said, because and you just agree with me. The phrase is thrown out so often, so regularly,
right?
That I don't know if it's literal or not. I think it's a shitty phrase all around, right? Because of the that's what I'm looking for. Because of the thought behind it, because of the negative, the connotation behind it, I think it's a very shitty phrase. But like, I don't know. That question really stumped me. I'm gonna actually ask some other people about that because I don't know.
I got you. Well, I have another question for just all the women on the panel. Why do you guys feel like men don't recover? Like, what about men says to you that they don't recover from heartbreak?
Oh, I want to answer this. Sorry, I know I was just talking. Sorry, y'all just like flick me off or some shit. Like,
go ahead, goddammit.
So I was talking to a guy who, and my thought before I met this man was men don't heal properly from heartbreak. But I was talking to this guy, and he told me, he's a grown man. He has 2 children. He has a daughter. He has a son. And, he's dated. He's not like older, but I think he was 38 maybe. Mm-hmm. So, he's lived some life or whatever. So we're having this conversation, and he says, we're talking about dating and, dating gone wrong and like, the process of that.
That sounds like a show.
It should be a show, right? Like that should be a show. Like I'm about to pitch that to somebody. But he was speaking about the fact that he was like, men are not built to handle the things that women handle emotionally. And he was like, that's not to say that you all deserve to deal with the things that you deal with, but he said he feels that you all were not equipped with what women were as far as healing and dealing with heartbreak and pain. And I equated that to, I think I was talking about this when we were talking about the domestic violence situation or conversation, where I feel like men are just naturally built. They were created stronger than women. Or like, I think it's some strong ass females in the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like some strong ass females. But like, I think naturally men are built, they're born stronger than females.
In the physical sense, you mean?
In the physical sense, yes. Okay. In his mind, women are created to handle emotional things better and differently than men.
Okay. Like biologically.
Correct. Like we were just created with that. I'm going to call it a gift for the sake of conversation. We were just created, and it's actually not a gift. It can be a curse because this shit is truly ghetto as hell. But like in his mind, yes, we're genetically created to handle emotional things better than men. And this was after my thought process was already, men do not heal properly. I did an episode. What's crazy is I did an episode about this guy that I was just talking about because he did exactly what we talked about not doing to each other.
You did an episode on what?
On me and his situation.
No, nigga, what's the name of the platform?
Oh God, I always do this. I always do. Don't stop shaking y'all's head at me. Stop, don't do that. Fuck the Peanut Gallery Pod. I always do that. I don't know why.
Boy, you gotta learn how to slide them free promos in, boy. I mean, shit.
I know, and you be trying to guide me there.
When I be on, listen, when I be on other niggas' platforms, I be like, yeah, man, because we did an episode on One Mic Stand. We did an episode on Texas Strand. Like, nigga, you know, that shit in there. Yeah, I shot a video on NOTJAXPRODUCTIONS this one time, and we was like, nigga.
No, I know, man. But yes, on Fuck the Peanut Gallery Pod, did an episode about him, and on that episode, I had mentioned that I'm so grateful that I was provided with a heart of resilience and a heart of like just natural healing, because I'm like, if I weren't given this spirit and this heart and this soul, I would be one of those niggas ain't shit bitches, because I have dealt with quite a bit of heartache. And here I am, still just trying to love somebody's black ass son, regardless of the shit that I've dealt with.
Right.
So it's like when you compare a woman emotionally handling and dealing with all the things that life brings, right? And that's including, you know, romantic relationships, familial shit, whatever. When you think about all the things that us women have dealt with versus all of the things that men have dealt with, it's like, when you think about how they heal through them, like Jax, you've been in 3 relationships, right?
Yeah.
And like at this point in time, you're not actually looking forward to shit else.
Well, I wouldn't even. I mean, that's a black and white thing that I can't say, because I think a big misconception about me is that I'm anti-relationship, and I'm really not. I'm just not relationship priority. Like,
correct. You're not focused on finding a relationship.
Yeah.
Right. Versus me, I've been in 3 relationships and I'm yearning for another relationship.
I wanted to, and you cut me off once. Let me cut you off once, right? That was one of the things that I wanted to say, and now is as good as time to say it as any. I think another big difference, because I don't agree with the guy that you're talking about in terms of men just not being equipped biologically to handle like emotional like disappointment and shit. I disagree with that.
He didn't say equipped at all. He said not equipped as women.
I still don't think I can agree with that.
Okay.
I see where he was going, but I don't know. Maybe I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence with it. Let me say that. I'm on the fence. But I think a big, huge proponent of like the ability to quote unquote recover is what you just said, right? Like a lot of women actually really, really, really want that love, really, really, really want that relationship. A lot of men don't. Like a lot of men, like a lot of men's lives don't revolve around, as a lot of men weren't programmed like how a lot of women were, to feel like they're not complete unless they have this relationship thing under wraps. Not saying that that's how you feel, but I'm just saying that a lot of women have been programmed and conditioned to think that they're not whole until they have like this relationship thing, which kind of motivates them to like fucking dust yourself off and try again. Like you get what I'm saying? So like, but I think that's a big difference in maybe the way that it doesn't look like men recover, because maybe like a lot of the times like love blindsides niggas. A lot of the time women look for love. Like you get what I'm saying? So it's almost like when you blindsided by some shit that's so dope that you just gotta be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna ride this wave. And then it doesn't work, and it doesn't work in a horrible way. You're not super fucking motivated to get back up and go out and fucking look for that shit.
Riddle me this.
Go ahead.
How do I want to phrase this question? Are men not, could it be that men are not eager to jump into a relationship because of a past relationship? And I'm asking that because I actually do know men who, at one point in time, they were very excited for a relationship, wanted marriage, they wanted a family, and then life happened.
Yeah.
And then they got into this space of, you know what, that shit hurt so bad. Like, I'm not rushing to get back to that.
Right.
Like, I'm not rushing to get back there. Right. So, like, you say women have been programmed. First of all, I was like, yeah, I was never programmed that way. My mama never said you ain't gonna be shit unless you're standing behind a man. My mama never said that to me.
I ain't say that.
I get that. I was dramatizing just a bit, but like I wasn't programmed to think or believe that I'm not whole without a man.
Okay.
Right. However, I do understand and empathize with the fact that, damn it, I've been hurt. And when you like, heartache is to me one of the most painful types of pain, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like when you feel that type of pain, when you feel, because that attacks you mentally, it attacks you physically, it attacks you emotionally, like it attacks everything, right? From your head to your toes. Like heartbreak is a different type of pain, right? So when you feel that type of pain, I completely understand. Shit, that was rough. I finally got to a space where I can breathe. I can look at that person's picture and like my heart not completely drop to the pit of my stomach. Like I can do that. I've made it to this point. I'm not rushing to get back to that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I overstand that.
I think it just depends on the person that you like, the person that you are, for real, because not every man goes through the healing process the same. Because I didn't go through the healing process. Like I was in 3 relationships and I didn't say, you know what, fuck that. I'm not trying to get into another relationship or anything. F relationships, but it's some guys that are like that. It all just to me, I think it all just depends on the person.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
and
real.
I don't agree with the women are more or what do the guys say, naturally equipped to handle emotional things. That's not true. Because I just told one of my friends earlier, and my other friend earlier, that women say certain things and make certain decisions off of emotion, when guys think more logical and more rational reasoning. So I don't agree that he told you that at all.
That's fair.
Yeah, I will say this. Like with me, when I went through that shit, when I finally did get over it, I didn't want to get into a relationship. I wanted one, but it was more so like I'm not trying to rush all through it because I just got past this shit. You feel what I'm saying? It got to the point where me and her were communicating, and it wasn't no bad blood, but it was just like I'm not rushing to get into a relationship because that shit hurt. I ain't trying to walk 2 miles and listen to Joe Budden no more. That shit hurt.
He always thinking
because that shit happened, and then when it happened again, and I got hurt again, I was like, yo. Like I started to question myself. Like I was like, yo, I'm choosing the wrong women. It got to the point where I was just like, yo, I can't deal with this shit. It hurt. Like, so like I think it's based off circumstance. If you want to get over it, you got the right circle of people. I feel like men and women can get through it as long as you have the right set of people. As far as like niggas or women saying bitches ain't shit, niggas ain't shit, I feel like that shit has to die because that shit is corny. That shit is whack. You know what I'm saying? Good thing.
Sorry, Pom, just to intervene, but you said circumstances. I still think it depends on the person as well. Like what type of person you are, how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
And as far as healing, I think healing starts at an early age, being taught on how to heal.
Yeah. And
that's the necessary steps it takes to heal.
Yeah, and I wasn't taught how to heal. I wasn't taught that shit. So going through that process was different for me. Like Mufasa know like on the episode he gonna talk about it. But he know my dad. So my dad could come off like a man with no emotion. So he never really talked to me about dealing with a heartbreak, and I never felt comfortable with it. So I just didn't know how to go. I just really didn't know how to go about it. But I feel like certain people in certain circumstances and who you are as a person, if you're that open to talk to certain people about it, I feel like the healing process will be a lot more smoother for that person to heal off of it. But I completely understand why certain people don't want to rush into another relationship. it took me up until like, I'll be real with you. It took me up until like, because when it happened to me, it was like 2012-ish when I got my first heartbreak. It took me until 2017 to feel comfortable with dating again. I was just like, I don't even know if I want to get into another relationship. It's kind of too much. But then I got into multiple small relationships within the process, but it just never lasts because it was my fault. I'm not gonna lie, most of it was my fault. Most of it was because I just felt like I just backed out because it was just like, damn, like I'm kind of nervous. I don't want to get hurt. So I backed out. But it was just like I learned not to deal with shit. So certain shit, like right now, I'm taking a process to really get to know somebody, to really figure it out and not really let that shit sway me. But as far as what I was doing, I feel like I went through the unhealthy process, then I went through the healthy process, and went through the process of not wanting to be in a relationship. But I never bashed anybody that was in a relationship that I was cool with. I was happy for them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm curious to know for the ladies again, like how does a woman recover to have women say men don't recover properly? So like, how do women recover to where you can call that proper, and then to stand and look at how men recover and to say that's not the right way to do it?
So, because there was nobody else rushing to speak, so I figured I could
I talked about this in therapy the other day. I'm already kind of
triggered. Go ahead then. Go ahead, Clarissa.
No, go ahead, Timber.
Nah, you go ahead, because give Freck a break. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear someone else.
I gotta talk about this again.
Give us the
You don't have to if you're truly uncomfortable.
You sound like the scarecrow on the Wiz.
I'm not triggered like okay. So I feel like Jaxon is like a fly on the wall in my therapy sessions, because I swear like every other episode is something I talk about in therapy. I'm like, really, Jaxon? So my main therapy session was vulnerability, because I hate that shit. That shit's ghetto. I don't like it. So we're trying to do this thing called Find My Common Denominator. So because my biggest thing is basically trying to not talking about shit. So my healing process looks like listening to Boozy and running everywhere. That's my healing process. I'll just run and listen to Lil Boozy. But she said talking about it's supposed to help. I don't think it does for me. So for me, I journal and I draw. I figured out I can still draw. So journaling and drawing helps me. But I feel like doing my therapy session, talking about like my ex-husband and my first 2 kids' biological father. I told my therapist that I feel like no one really recovers from heartbreak, because I feel like my analogy for her is like if you break your arm, you can break your arm, like make the thing like completely fly off almost. You can get it to heal, but it's not gonna be like how it was before. You will be more careful. I feel like you'll be more careful with that arm. You'll watch what you do with it, because you don't want to break it again. So you might break it again, but it won't be like the same. You might not ride your bike that certain way, but you might break your arm climbing a tree and busting your ass that way. So that was my analogy for her. So I told her like I feel like I'm like 6 years removed from that damn marriage, to be honest with you. I mentally checked out 5 years in, but which is what we're trying to figure out what my common denominator is. Why did I check out emotionally? And it's because I didn't, besides other little stupid shit, but I feel like because I didn't talk about shit, because I feel like it wasn't a big deal, I swept it under the rug. I feel like I told this to y'all before. So I swept it under the rug, common denominator, blah, blah, blah. So she's teaching me to heal properly, and running to Lil Boozy and not talking about it, she says, doesn't help me at all. So when you say, what does recovery look like? I feel like Mufasa was saying, if like everybody recovers differently. I'm trying to think of what Freck has said, why she says men don't. Freck, what did you say about men? You said something about men not recovering. What do you mean like they don't recover properly? I forgot what you said.
Oh, you asked me to recall something. I'm sitting up here on these clouds. Why would you ask
My
me
bad, boo. Don't even worry about it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it, boo. Don't even worry about it. But I don't agree with your guy friend said that we are more emotionally equipped to handle stuff. I just feel like men, especially black men, they're told to man up. So of course they're just gonna like be like, oh, okay, like I guess I just gotta get over it. So I feel like mothers or fathers telling their son at an early age, of course they're not gonna wanna tell you your emotions because we're gonna tell them to man up. I don't do that with my sons. If my son, especially my middle baby Jeremiah, when he's sad about something or he's upset, I let him get that shit out. Cry about it, whatever, say, get it all out. Like get it out. Because he'll talk really fast like I do when he's upset. So I'll be like, okay, breathe, calm down, think about what you have to say, and then say, because I don't want him to feel like he can't talk about his feelings. I don't want him to be somebody out here that's like, my mom told me to man up, so let me sweep it under the rug. No, get it out. You have the right to have feelings. So get it out in a healthy way. Don't be like punching my damn walls or something, not gonna beat your ass. But get it out, cry about it if you need to, and then whenever you're ready to talk, come and talk to me about it. But and I wish my parents would have did that with me, because in my household we can't talk about shit. Like we don't talk about it, which is where I get it from.
So do you how do you feel like men recover? Do you feel like that they do or that they don't?
I think y'all do. Y'all process stuff however y'all process it, but I do think men eventually recover however they deem their recovery is. I feel like some niggas, like they were saying, well, fuck a lot of bitches, and even though it don't help, but they're thinking that's gonna help them recover, but it doesn't. But I do think men eventually, when they get their heart broken, do recover from it. It's just gonna take them a minute, or maybe it takes them shorter. I don't know. And I feel like being around, like doing something productive might help y'all. Like I don't know. It looks different for different people, but I do think men don't recover. I think that's, to me, asinine is just say like, oh, men don't recover, but women do. No, of course they recover. It just might take them a minute. Their process might look different, but everybody's process is different.
I guess that's my question though, because like several women did respond like from my post earlier and was saying like, nah, like niggas don't recover. So I just want to know like what
Well, I said niggas don't recover. Hold on. I'm going back to your post to look at what I said.
Okay.
I did say that, but I actually said, I said not fully. I said you just recover enough to mask the hurt. That's it. And I think that's me going back to like proper healing. And nobody can tell you what proper healing is. My only concern is, and it kind of goes back to the beginning of the conversation as well, are men actually processing through, or are you busying yourself so that you don't have to think about it? Like that's really my main concern. If you are in a space where you're busying yourself so that you don't have to think about it, that's where I say that's a problem. And I'm not just speaking about like, I'm speaking about men.
Can I ask you a question, Frank? But is that, how, are you, I want to ask, are you saying like, that's not a form of healing?
No. I'm not saying that's not. I'm not saying that's not a form of healing, because I think that we've all been in spaces where we try to like get our minds off of it. But what I'm ultimately saying is, let's see, something that's forgotten is not actually healed, right? Like, let's just say you break your ankle and the hurt is no longer there. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's healed.
I got something for this.
Does that make sense? Like
yeah, I understand. Do you think it's because they don't show us that they were hurting? Do you think that's what that is?
Can I say something though?
Go ahead.
Like as a I'm young. Like I don't know. This is my first time out here, so I don't know everyone's age.
Hey,
but
y'all.
Okay.
As a 22-year-old man, at a young age, you're always told, well, you're gonna go through a lot of relationships, or you're going to be in a lot of relationships, learn yourself and things of that nature. And I always felt like as a young man, I don't recover, I learn. So in ways of, all right, I got my heart broken here, she broke my heart. I need to learn myself on the next time that does happen to me. Okay, how can I control my emotions? Because I obviously can't control what is going to happen between her. But as a young man, how do I learn myself to say, okay, I'm not going to let that kind of thing or that situation similar happen to me again, to where I'm now in a state of depression, or I feel like I can't talk to nobody, or I don't want to date or be in a relationship. So I always felt like men don't recover at a young age. At a certain age, like over 25, you start to learn your healing process, but between 18 and 25 is more so of a learning process.
I can agree with that. One thing I wanted to respond. I actually want to respond to both of y'all because I actually agree with a lot of what you just said. But before I forget, Freck, you had mentioned something about just trying to forget about something. And I started kind of like chuckling at that because, and again, maybe I'm just going off of social media. Maybe I'm just going off of women that I know, that I've seen. I think that that's a very, very popular way that women try to get over shit, is just erasing you out of their history, erasing you out of their memory.
But that is exactly why I said earlier, the way men and women push through this shit, it's not that greatly different. I said that to you. I said that on purpose.
Okay.
I don't know why y'all think that it's, we do something magical in some sort of harem and we just, I don't know.
But no. But see, I think, but I'm saying it, I'm not, and I'm contrary to popular belief. I'm not saying it just to argue with you. I'm saying it to like, I'm saying it to kind of like lay the foundation of back to one of my original questions though, like what is recovery really, and how is it perceived differently, like on women versus on men? Because it can be a way to, like you said, push through and dust yourself off and get back up and try again and move on to the next situation. But I think with women, what that does is, when you hit the Men in Black shit that makes you forget everything, it really don't. Like you're moving on, but you're unhealed. Like, you get what I'm saying? And I think
we just said the same thing. You just said exactly what I just said.
But what I'm saying is, like, I think men, and maybe some women do this too. I think when women say that men don't recover, I think they're saying that from a standpoint of it's taking this man forever to get over some old shit before he walks into some new shit. But sometimes for men, like, I feel like men kind of have to bask in the hurt for a while before they know that we can't just forget that my bitch just sucked some other nigga's dick. Like, we not Men in Black in that shit. Like, that's gonna stay with me for a minute. Like, you feel like, I mean, it sounds funny, but I'm being serious. Like,
preach.
You like that's
we
shit,
don't forget it.
that's not gonna be
lying.
It's
that
not
shit is
gonna
traumatizing.
It's not gonna be something, and I'm going to the extreme with like sucking another dick or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, it's not gonna, even with me being ghosted, right? With me being ghosted, like the fact that my feelings are hurt for a long time, and from the outside looking in, it looks like I never recovered. Maybe that's just me really going through my for real healing process. And maybe if we keeping it a buck, right? Maybe my healing process takes that fucking long because I love this person that fucking much. But see, if I did it how, not all, but if I did it how some women say that they do it, where you just fucking, you cut the nigga off, you cut all off contact, you cut off all ideas, you cut off all imaginary shit, you delete everything, not only from your phone and from your devices, but from your fucking memory. Are you really, like, is that really even a healing process?
We don't, how do we forget,
you know what I'm saying? Like, is that really even, like, how are you really, right? And one of my major points with that is, and this is going back to what young homie was saying. How if you forgot everything, how do you learn anything?
How did we forget though, Jackson?
He's not saying you, and Jim's saying a lot of women do.
No,
though,
that's what I'm saying. How do women forget?
I got a girl I talk to. She tell people, "Oh, you used to talk to the Dom." She be like, "Who?" She told them totally fucking.
That's a defense mechanism. That's not a.
That's just cool.
Can you say that question again?
But real shit though, like you'll be surprised how powerful your brain really is though. You really will. Like if you tell like that, honestly, it's like reverse manifestation, right? Because women really believe in the manifestation shit being true. It not only if it works for positive shit, it's got to be able to work for negative shit. If you can tell yourself so many times every single day that you're gonna achieve a goal because you talk to yourself in a certain way, and you know what I'm saying, you speaking shit into existence. If you tell yourself that you didn't forgot a nigga and you never met this nigga and you don't even know who this nigga is, eventually your brain gonna say that shit is true. So if that does become true and you really don't know what this, you don't even remember this relationship, how have you learned anything from it?
Okay, I got a question. So
love to hear Mia's thoughts right now. Rock.
Actually, let me shut the fuck up. Rock, because you be making faces over there. Take yourself off mute. I got a question.
Because you were saying some things. Rock. I want to know what you said.
I want to know.
Her face was saying it too.
Yep.
Oh man, well I don't even remember what I was making faces towards.
You were saying, I remember, because I remember one of our Zooms, you was like, "Fuck that nigga, I don't know that nigga, I forgot that nigga's dead to me. Is a funeral in his head." No, real. I'm being honest. So now that we kind of talking about it, and I'm kind of like I'm speaking on it, those are probably the faces that everybody is seeing, because they all remember you kind of having that mentality in terms of how you get over something, is you just fucking forget about it like it never happened. Mm-hmm. So if you forget about it like if it really never happened, my question would be, how do you learn from your past experiences? Or do you just not learn and do the same shit? Or is it just a Jedi mind trick and you really didn't forget about the shit? You just saying that you forgot about it to be on some tough shit.
I never said I forgot about it. I said fuck them. That's what I said.
Yeah.
And that's what
I think that's different.
Yeah. Bang bang.
Yeah,
I remember.
Okay, so how would you say that you recover from heartbreak or learn from it? Like, how do you move forward from it?
Focus on me. I'm gonna focus on me. That's how you move on from heartbreak. Because once you start focusing on you, all that self-love starts to heal you. Forget all that nonsense that people did to you because they didn't love you. So you need to love you. And I preach that all the time. I say that to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you move forward. You don't try to remember how somebody hurt you. Them niggas didn't love you. Them girls didn't like the gypsy didn't love you. Baldy didn't love you. Sorry.
I still want to fight that bitch, but hey.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
yes.
I don't know, like that. This whole thing, I'm listening to everybody. It just sound like you really gotta focus on yourself.
Yeah.
How do you?
So I just gave somebody that same advice though.
I have a question though. Like, how do you? Because it sounds great.
It is great. What you mean? You become great.
It sounds great. It sounds great. It sounds great. It is great, but I also think that two things can exist at one time. Like you can focus on yourself, but you can also still be hurting from something that someone else did to you. Like you can do those two things at the same time. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you're saying that you kind of compartmentalize the two, where you eradicate all of the hurt feelings and just focus on yourself. And I'm like, as a human being, like, how do you even do that?
As a human being, you have to move on.
But
it's a reason for growth. You have to move on.
I'm not saying that you can move on, but do you think that you can't move on if your feelings are still hurt? Do you think
if your feelings are still hurt, you haven't moved on. because you're still worried about
dwelling.
that.
Okay.
That's dwelling.
So what I'm saying, so what I'm saying is, how do you get your feelings to stop hurting?
I mean, it's a process. It's not like,
what I'm saying.
It's not like, oh, I'm heartbroken, I'm gonna focus on myself. You going to dwell.
That's what I'm saying.
You going to dwell a little
bit.
That
is part of the process, but it all depends on how long you want to dwell in it. Me,
exactly. You're not supposed to.
My first heartbreak, dog. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, even though I cut him off in the coldest way, and I heard his feelings, boy was crying and all that, I don't care because he hurt my feelings first by cheating on me and being weird, and everybody in the whole damn city knew my business before I knew my business. Like, I thought that was crazy. So I'm like, okay. You crying on the phone, I'm sorry, oh, I didn't mean all this crap. I'm like, yeah, you ain't sorry about nothing. So at the end of the day, lose my phone number, bro. It never happened. Fuck you. And that's that on that. My heart was still hurting, though. Okay. I'm going to say about maybe 2-3 months. Girl was still crying because I missed them. Okay. But I didn't keep that going. Do other things. Get a hobby, nigga. Do something. Keep your mind off of it. Then you finally want to, because I'm not sitting here dwelling on the fact that you done did me dirty. I'm a good person.
Okay. Yeah, I think that I understand what she's saying, and it's not like because it's out of sight, out of mind, doesn't mean that you're not learning a lesson. I think everybody is different. Now I'm gonna go into auntie mode, and y'all know I'm older than y'all, but I honestly. Quit laughing. You're gonna laugh in my face. Don't pull it out.
I'm over here fixing my brim, nigga. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, but my thing is like what I had to learn, like now I'm 45 and I done been through some shit, but I can honestly say I've been treated like a queen and I've been treated like shit, but really only been super hurt and crushed one time because I really was so vulnerable and I honest to God gave him everything. And I was like, whoa, part of that was ego because I couldn't believe that. So when I went through therapy, one thing that I've learned, and I just realized this over the last like 2 years or so, is for me, when we getting through it and we're processing all that shit, coping and healing are two different things. How you cope with it. So I used to be like, oh, niggas don't care. They just go and fuck somebody else. Bitches that do the same shit. Oh, fuck it. I'm gonna get cute. I'm gonna lose weight. That's how I cope. That's how I'm a cope and trying to think and doing all this stuff. But I cope first and then I move to healing. And when I'm in my healing mode, that could be a week later. That could be an hour later. And I could dead ass love you. But I swear to God, I don't give a fuck about your birthday, your mama died, anything. That's just me. Not saying it's right. But if that's what that gets me to healing from coping and dwelling, because when I cope, I dwell and I sit in, that does not serve Meredith. I got to do me. I have to be there for me because there's so many other people who do love me, who do appreciate me, who do want to see me win. So because a relationship didn't work out, unfortunately, I lost my brother when I was 14. I lost my big brother. It ain't nothing alive until I lose my parents that's going to ever break me down like that. So I'd be goddamn if I wait a year, 2 years over a motherfucker who don't want me, who wanted to fuck somebody else, or who thought I was too fat, too small, too black, whatever, gives a fuck about a nigga like that. I gotta love me and be so set in who I am that I can heal. And that's why we forget. We just be out of sight, out of mind, and all men are not them. All Black men don't cheat. All Black men are not liars. All Black men are not insecure. All Black men are not abusive. Some of them are, and if you keep running into that pattern, something wrong with your ass.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that there is a timeline for healing? Like, is there a limit of time that you should be going through this process? Because listening to you, it sounds like you can't be down too long. Like, you can't be in this space for too long. And while I understand the sentiment, the words are throwing me a bit. And I'm asking for that because I was out of a relationship. My first relationship, actually, it was the hardest relationship of my goddamn life. I got out of that relationship and I took 4 years off. And I did that because that relationship broke me in a way where I couldn't even find myself. So would you consider that a part of healing, or would you consider that a part of self-learning? Would you consider that? I'm trying to figure out the difference between, because sometimes through healing, the learning that I'm hearing people speak about is a lot of times you learning about yourself. Yes. And generally, if you take that route, sometimes it can take a little longer, because when I went through that space, I was not only learning about myself, but I was unlearning things that I picked up in that relationship.
And that's the biggest lesson. You were unlearning things that you picked up about that relationship and letting you know that goes into fear, false evidence of things appearing real. So you probably learned things, whether it was things that you thought you weren't good enough, or you settled for, whatever it was, or it could have been positive things. Even if we get our heart broken, you could pick up positive things. As far as your question and the timeline, I think that's the fucking problem. Don't cry, man up, woo, woo, woo. Everybody has to do what it takes for them. It might take me 4 months. It might take Rock 4 hours. But if it took you 4 years, goddamn it, you a beautiful woman inside and out. And I consider you my friend in my head, on Instagram, and in real life. You know that. But you know what I'm saying? If that took you 4 years, what you say?
I said, we got friends on here.
Oh man, we got real friends.
Fucking social media. This shit is wild.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's crazy. But I think that's the problem, is that if I hear somebody and I see Rock and I'm like, oh, she's so strong and I got to do what she does. I didn't go through what she went through. Mm-hmm. So I can't do that. I didn't go through what you went through. My shit, that was my ex-fiance, and I walked in he fucking the shit out of this fucking hood rat, nothing ass bitch. And I'm the biggest that I ever been in my life. I was so fucking bad inside and out. And I was like, why are you fucking a hood rat? What? And I just couldn't do it. And that shit, I literally tried to take my life because of that. And it broke me all the way down like that. And some people see me and they know me and they cannot even imagine me. I'm like, I wasn't this. That was back then with him. And that was my fiance. That's the only tattoo I still got, is this nigga's initials on my fucking ankle. This shit was 72 hours old, and I walked in on that. And then he ended up being the biggest liar ever. And now his lying dead ass is dead. But you know, y'all can say, oh, don't speak bad of the dead, but his motherfucking ass was a liar, for real. But I learned some of the greatest lessons from that relationship. And it may not take someone else going in the hospital like it took me, or attempting your life, but if it took you 4 years, no shade in that, baby girl, because some people never fucking heal and they go through life. Black men ain't shit, doing all this stuff, you know, walking away from a good man, not seeing who they could be as a woman, all because one nigga hurt them. So if it took you 4 years, fuck it. It takes 4 years to get a degree. Don't nobody say nothing about that shit.
Period.
That's real shit. That's real shit. Yep.
No, that's right, Mary.
I don't disagree with anything that you just said, but I do still ask the question of, and I don't know if maybe I just didn't hear it, or I don't know if maybe nobody.
I hate when I don't answer your questions.
Or not you, but I'm just saying I don't know if maybe I just didn't hear it, or maybe it actually wasn't answered. But like when Freck said it took her 4 years, I want to just point out the fact that, like, say for instance, I get my heart broken, and it actually takes me 2 years to heal from it. Mm-hmm. But for the following 2 years, maybe I just don't want to get back into a relationship. But I think sometimes by me being a man in that scenario, it's looked at as I didn't recover. Because like for whatever reason, like the relationship is like the universal like goal somehow, some way. So where it's like, until that man actually goes all the way back into a relationship, he's looked at as, oh, he's not recovered. He didn't recover properly because he's scared to get back in another one of those. But like maybe for a woman, Freck, I'm going to use you because you just said the 4 year part. Freck could have let's say that she was completely healed at the 2-year mark, but for year 3 and 4, she's just chilling because she's healed. She wants to see how her healed self is just by herself. Like, I don't think that we would call her I don't think that we would call her like hurt or scorned.
Shit.
Or she didn't.
That's why
Yes,
I keep
exactly.
saying
Yeah.
what the fuck I keep saying.
I know
your
you
black
fucking
ass.
lying.
No, you
Yes, the
motherfucking
fuck.
lying.
I tell you,
I know
motherfuckers
you
called me.
lying.
I was scorned. I was bitter. I was broken. I
That's
was
the most.
angry. I was a hurt
bitter.
addict. I was all
That's the
fucking
bitter
types of
shit. Woo,
The
bitter is
fuck?
up there with female for me.
Man,
Woo.
listen. The word bitter is thrown out so damn much when it comes to women who we're just in our own spaces, living our own life in our own lane. I got called all types of shit because I turned down niggas. I'm a bitter bitch.
So let me finish.
I got called
finish. Let me finish my question. Right? So
Let me mute because I'm triggered. I gotta mute.
Me too. Let me shut
so, all y'all niggas was like, so like, okay. So if you're being called, if you were being called bitter, just because you were just being you've already healed, but you just didn't want to jump back in anything. How is that any different from a man who may have healed at the year 2 mark, but he just don't want to jump back in anything? Because I kind of feel like if you look at it from the different spectrum, from the women looking at like, I'm still trying to figure out what it looks like for a man who has never recovered. Like, what does that look like to y'all to adamantly be like, no, niggas don't recover?
Like, bro,
If I'm not gay, it looks like a bitch to me. I don't want to be with somebody.
And that's on period.
I don't know what that means.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that looks like someone that I can't even be attracted to because I worked so hard and spent so much money and time on healing. I can't be with somebody like that. I can do it. I can help you fix your credit. I can help you start a business, all kinds of shit. But your heart,
you can help you fix my credit.
No, I'm saying.
Mine too.
I'm saying.
But I get it. I get what you're saying. But I think if we keeping it a buck, and when I was thinking like that, when I was younger, I was raised like that to even think like, oh, nigga, get over it, this and that. It goes back to that whole, oh, men gotta man up. You gonna let a bitch hurt you like that? Woo, woo, woo. I'm not like that anymore. And I did see a difference in it. I did see like men should get over it because it goes back to us thinking that men don't give a fuck anyway. So I really don't believe you really going through it and you on your chill shit, because I never really believed that you could love and get hurt in the first fucking place. That's just how I was thinking. I don't think that shit no more, but I like fucking with niggas like 38 and older. And if I do, I ain't got no time, patience, or energy for a motherfucker who's still crying about Becky or Bonquation.
So
Yeah,
What was the question?
So a man who has not recovered, what characteristics does that man give off?
That's the question.
Yeah.
No
Look at my
disrespect, but
face.
that sounds like someone we all know, the character that he has.
Oh shit.
I mean, it does, because this is what we kind of talked about towards the end of the Zoom last week, and I was telling him and Jax that they like, y'all gotta end up looking for something before it's too late. Don't let a heart break. And Trav was going on for like half an hour ranting and raving about why he not getting in a relationship. And I told him, you just circle back to the fact that it came from being hurt. You being hurt before.
But the crazy thing about Trav though is like Trav actually wants love.
And I was gonna say that because me and Travis is talking
after
about
12
that
years, bro. After 12 years, yeah.
He just
always has.
He be taking L's. He's honestly, he's kind of a hopeless romantic. He just don't do shit. He don't move smart all the time.
Or dress
That's
properly.
the thing. If what you're doing, that's insanity. If what you're trying is not working, you gotta do something different. You gotta do something different. Even if that's being a hard ass asshole, what you doing ain't working. 12 years, you missing out on so many beautiful people.
But this
He need to learn himself first.
No.
He's another person that he didn't learn himself. He don't know himself yet.
No, but wait though, because like with Trav though, like Trav is not. If in this conversation, I'd probably be more of the culprit than Trav would be, because Trav actually, like, we have conversations where he's like, you know, our Jay Jaxon, like, you know, we approaching 40 and this and that. I don't want to have it be too late. And like Trav really, if it were up to Trav, he would have been in a relationship with this one particular girl from like 5 or 6 years ago. They just never really been on the same page. And in my opinion, that's not the girl for him, but that's just my opinion from the outside looking in.
Exactly, because he don't know himself yet. So you say all of that to just say what I said. He don't know himself. He don't even love himself.
I'm just saying that I don't think Trav is the guy who has been hurt to the point where he doesn't want to give it another shot.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm gonna be real with you. I know what part of it looks like, because I think everybody does it in a different way. But for instance, it's this guy that I know, and every time, literally every time we talk, he finds some way to bring up like his baby mom situation, and he always talk about how women ain't shit. And that shit be getting on my nerves. I'm not gonna lie. That shit, I be like, yo, like, shut the fuck up. I ain't gonna lie. Someone, because it just be like, I just be like, yo, like, you can't say all women, you went through that process or whatever the case may be. And he asked me straight up, he said, you've been through a lot with women and this, that, and the third, and you still find it in yourself that you can do, that you want to be in a relationship. I said, yeah, I love women. I don't care that. Like, what the fuck? Like, what you want me to do? It's just, but I understand some of us go through that process, but that's how it is. This nigga act like he really hate women, and I'm just like, listen, no disrespect to what people like. I'm not trying to build with a man. Like, I'm trying to build with a woman. I ain't trying to. A man don't satisfy my needs. Like, I'm sorry. Like, so if that's what you gonna do, because I told him after a while, I was like, bro, if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. But if you're gonna sit up here and bash women all fucking day, I'm just gonna leave. Like, I'm just not gonna stay here and have this conversation or whatever the case may be. And with him, he was trying so hard to do other shit so he won't think about it, but he wasn't confronting the situation. So like he would say it though. Like it was nothing wrong with it. Like, he's like, yeah, I just got another bike and this, that, and the third. Just so he'll get another bike, he'll buy all of these things just so he won't have to think about the situation. And then he was just like, and then I hate when people be like, man, Palm, stop trying to be a life coach. I'm just like, look, man, that's just not the proper way to go about shit. You're not getting over the situation because somewhere a part of you, and he didn't want to hear it, somewhere a part of him, I told him, part of you, you still want to be with that woman. But you don't want to admit.
But how you gonna tell him that's not healing? Maybe, like I said, everybody has a different process to heal. One of my processes to heal was to fuck bitches and buy a bunch of shit for myself.
Yeah, but I could tell but we can all tell that he was not letting it go, because we wasn't talking, like, he was just not letting it go. And then even if somebody talk about being in a relationship or a woman that they dealing with, he automatically turned it into some negative shit.
I got a question real quick. I just want to insert. Boop.
Hold on, wait.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Rock, Rock been raising her hand for.
Go ahead. I'll just try to remember. Go ahead.
No, what you gonna say?
No. Go ahead.
Because you
go ahead, yo.
You don't be talking. We need to cherish all of your words.
All right, I'm gonna cherish my words after Frank. Go ahead, Frank.
I thought you was about to say cherish these nuts, yo. I was like, damn.
see, I'm not the only one that be thinking she be shooting. Yeah, see,
I really thought you was about to say that, but all right.
Go ahead, Frank. I'll wait. Is she there?
She's not gonna go. She gonna wait for you.
Yo,
Y'all so polite.
All right, so thanks, Frank. And what it looks like to me, I was trying to say that, but Palm actually kind of see what I was gonna say, but differently, because he gave an example of a person. But I'm gonna give you're gonna be the example.
Okay.
Because I know so many people that are like you, dudes, just like you, but they bitch. They be bitching. You don't really be bitching. You silently be going through whatever you go through with, or you talk on the platform. But you kind of like you got like a traumatic thing going on with you when it comes to these exes, because it's not like you're not looking for these things these little characteristics that you describe about Voldy. You ain't looking for that. But when you do speak about certain like getting serious with somebody or whatever, you'll start thinking about Voldy.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't say her name, but you'll be like, oh, this person might not do this for me. They might not be, I don't want to say sucking dick, but I'm gonna just say it, sucking dick or whatever. All this stuff. You be thinking about what a woman ain't gonna do. You don't even know what this woman might do. You don't know what this person might feel about you. These are things that Voldy probably wasn't feeling about you, but you'll just keep putting that characteristic in every freaking female. All the time. That's traumatic right there. That's trauma.
PTSD.
And yeah, and the girl that Gypsy.
And it's not fair to the woman.
Yeah.
Say that again?
Say that again?
I said, and it's not fair to the woman.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's really not. But that's a man scorn, man. Like, y'all gonna be out here like, man, no, because all bitches is like this and da-da-da. And you be like, no, all women ain't like that. Sorry, all bitches are not like that. But you gonna keep thinking that and saying that because of your experiences, and you say it all the time. I'm talking about my past experience. Right. I can only talk about my experience. That's what you do. So it's like, so you think that about every woman.
I would, my rebuttal to that would be no, because I hear what you're saying. I definitely reference like my old relationships, especially that one for sure. But I still think, like, to be fair with myself, I've never been I don't think I'm ever like scared or afraid of liking someone new or being vulnerable with someone new or any of that. But I guess I don't know.
Hey, Jaxon.
What?
Oh shit.
let me finish. Let me finish, and then y'all can go. Y'all made me lose my train of thought. I don't like with just okay. Like I feel like I give people a chance, but I will agree with you in saying that I'm always whose phone is it? Okay, there we go.
Somebody watching like Law and Order.
Yeah. No, so like, all right, so I will say that I probably do always have like a thought in the back of my head of this could go south. But I don't feel like I don't take it to the point where I'm like, all bitches is this or all women is that or fuck all love and fuck all relationships. Like I still like maybe I'm on some duality shit because I do still have like that little chip or that little space of like the trauma shit that I'll never really forget it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I still feel, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but I still feel like I do still give vulnerability to people. I am still open with people. I do still give people a clean slate. Like I'm like, just because this girl didn't suck dick, I'm not gonna say that this other girl is not gonna do it, or because this girl.
But you just said it though. I'm just letting you know.
I'm saying that I don't forget my experiences, but that doesn't mean that my past experiences are gonna translate to women in the future. But what I am saying is that it don't mean that they're not gonna translate either. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, I guess if y'all want to call that me not recovering, then I guess that's just what we.
I didn't say that you wasn't recovering. I'm just telling you because you asked about the signs. What are the signs and all this stuff?
Oh, okay.
Signs.
Okay. I got you.
But the things that you saying, I hear you. I hear you, but like you literally sat there on one of these Zooms and said that Voldy didn't like missionary, so that's why you don't do that. You like hitting bitches from the back now.
Oh,
or
no,
whatever.
no.
Like that's still going back to her. Like, dog, stop thinking about this fucking girl.
No,
cut it out.
Well, that part's not true. Some of my that was true about her, but I've had my own missionary issues before that. Like all of the time, my dick ain't stay hard missionary sometimes. So that's
well, you was talking about that girl. You wasn't talking about no other experiences. So that's like you said her name.
Oh nah, I was even talking about. Remember, I don't know if you remember, but it was a story I told about the girl where I was like trying to fuck her like a vampire, like before the sun came up. So because if I saw her stomach, it was a wrap for my dick. So like I had
that shit was funny.
Yeah,
no, I never heard you do.
And that was way before Voldy, so it was just like
that story.
It was way before her. I was trying to fuck her before the sun came up. Cause she wanted me to be on top of her like face to face. And I just knew like if I just saw her from the front, like it wasn't gonna work. So that was just anyway, that's something totally different. But
I'm gonna have a whole complex now every time somebody just want to hit it from the back.
That wasn't that was a personal thing for me, but I guess the Voldy situation just enhanced the whole missionary thing because
she enhanced everything.
Yo, this man.
I want Nick to go ahead and say what she had to say. Go ahead, Nick.
He said it's
so
5:30,
Jaxon,
6 o'clock, sun come up.
I'm gonna chime in with behind Rock's thoughts because you're saying what exactly does it look like, right?
Okay.
So when you talk about the type of women, I shouldn't say type. When you talk about the characteristics in women that you like, you talk a lot about what you don't like versus what you like because of what you've been through.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if that translates in real life to whomever you're dating, like, because you focus more on the cons than the pros.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because the one thing I'll tell you, because I'm a serial dater, right? So, and I ain't gonna get on this camera because I look a mess. I'm a serial dater. I do lots of things with a lot of people in a safe manner. So there you go. That's my disclaimer, right?
For 6 hours.
But,
you gotta say that for 6 hours.
Minimum. A minimum of 6. Matt, you know what? I'll turn my video on.
Yo,
why my picture?
Hi, cutie.
That's my other little picture. You see that?
Ooh,
that's cute, right?
sexy.
Oh, you fucking catfishing niggas, boy. You a liar.
No, I just had that good face on, that good makeup on.
That looks like a
Who
rock
did
beat.
the makeup, girl? That shit is popping.
That's a rock beat. That's a rock beat.
I need to hear it out loud.
Yep, that's a rock beat. Lashes and all. But so when I'm dating someone, the first thing I will ask them is, what type of woman do you like? And they say, well, I don't like liars and I don't like cheaters, or I don't like this. So I'm like, oh, okay. So all of those things happened in your past relationship then. Is that why you're bringing them to the forefront? Because that's not the shit I want to hear. The shit I want to hear is what makes you happy. I don't want to hear what makes you unhappy, because I'm here to have a good time with you. I'm here to have positive vibes, positive energy, all of those things with you right here in this moment. I'll learn what makes you unhappy, because I'm known for doing the fucking most. So I'm sure there will be a time that I will do the most and you're not going to be happy with that shit. So I'll learn. But in the meantime, my goal in getting to know you is making you happy. Our time being spent together, always being pleasant, not focusing on the negative. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, all of the PTSD that you have gone through with these different women, and the epicenter of all of this is being Voldy. Are you self-sabotaging the situations that the woman that you're dating now, because those things are, like her specifically, is the epicenter of all of those things, and you're constantly replaying and replaying and replaying in your head. It's almost like survivor's guilt.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say, like, okay.
Oh, you speechless for one second?
What the fuck? Nigga, give me 6 seconds. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
But nah, a couple things with that. I don't know how separate, because we are so close, and when I say we, I just mean like all of you guys who we talk sometimes multiple times, at least on this per week, and a lot of y'all have watched One Mic shit, Sex with Stranger shit. For people who know me in my personal life versus my podcast shit, this is an honest question, like, do y'all feel like I bring Voldy up in real life with, like, when I'm not telling a relationship story? Or do y'all feel like I talk about her a lot or reference her a lot because y'all have just heard me for the past 5 years on platforms where I talk about relationships and sex type of shit? You know what I mean? Because, like, if you were to ask me, like, and obviously I'm biased, but if you were to ask me, like, I can't even really remember a time where I'm making a joke about Voldy to somebody who don't even know what the joke who it's referencing. You get what I'm saying? So, like,
I think you referenced her a lot.
So what does that
not knowing y'all and not knowing when you were with her? I've only been listening. It ain't even been a year. It seems crazy, but I think you referenced her a lot, and I still, I gotta put up her ass and some voodoo for her ass.
Well, this is the thing though. Like, I reference her a lot because I ain't been in a lot of. I don't have a lot to pull from. In my relationship,
I don't either, but
in my relationship,
that's your go-to. It seems, I'm just saying, from my perspective, that relationship is your go-to, and then everything else is about somebody you went on a date with, or not even dated, like for real, somebody that was a one-time date, it didn't go well, or somebody who sucked your dick good or made you some bomb-ass chocolate chip cookies. But when it comes to, like, it could be something jokingly or seriously, them big stories are Voldy.
Well, okay, that's fair, but in fairness to me, excuse me, in fairness to me though, am I supposed to? How am I supposed to tell my experiences without talking about my experiences? Or experiences. Or are y'all saying that just don't talk about my experiences at all, or they're gonna come off as you're a nigga who has never recovered from this? Because not
to speak for Nick. I don't think she's saying that. I think what she was saying in respect to bringing up Voldy is totally different from what you said. She's not saying don't bring that up, and that's what that means.
I'm saying,
Nick, you explain. Yes, go ahead, Nick.
You saying pull from a new well, but if all right. So what if
I'm saying, I'm sorry. Go ahead, because my phone was going in and out. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm saying you said pull from a new well. What if it ain't no new well to pull from, or if the new well I don't have any trauma from
your only relationship?
Y'all know he hasn't had a lot of relationships, so where else is he gonna pull from?
Yeah, I've only been in a couple.
No, that's what I'm saying. If it's not, then that explains it all. Then that's cool.
Okay, you haven't been in a lot of relationships. You make that's public knowledge that you haven't been in a lot of relationships, but you have dated a shit ton of women. Yeah. And you have dated women long term without being your girl. So why wouldn't you be able to pull from those situations, good and bad, to reference, different thought processes or whatever? It doesn't always have to be just the relationship, because from the outside looking in to somebody like, I know you, we're friends personally, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But for the outside looking in, someone can be like, how the fuck I got another reference to how the fuck this nigga gonna talk to me about relationships and he ain't in a relationship? That's just like me pulling up on the scene saying I'm a personal trainer. They gonna be like, yo, fat ass, ain't nobody personal trainer out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Like my appearance, the appearance of it all loses credibility because it looks like you don't practice what you preach. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wouldn't even call myself no relationship.
I was about to say that.
Ass nigga. Like I'm a nigga who, like you just said, like you said, I've been on a shit ton of dates or interacted with a shit ton of women or whatever, long-term, short-term, one date, I feel like I do tell a lot of those stories too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think the difference is though, like you guys don't have like they're not characters because those people weren't around long enough for them to really become like a character, like a staple of my experience of talking about my experiences. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I've told 100 stories about women who weren't her, women who were just.
Let's go right to that point.
Okay.
Women who weren't her. Why is it women who weren't her? Why do we have to point to the women that weren't her? Fuck her. What about the women? Let's focus more on the women and not the weren't her.
Because her is gonna be weighted because she fucking took 2 years of my fucking life.
Okay,
like
but at the same time, I get that she's waiting.
Not because she's important. Not because she's important. I just have a longer, you know what I'm saying, like a longer list to pull from. That's all.
I think I get what he's saying. Like that relationship is very good for content. It was very good for content. And that's the first thing that, as a creator, he knows that draws us in. We hate Voldy, and that's something that he kind of plays. He kind of plays on as a creator. But I understand what we're all saying is because it seems like every bad situation we hear, or any situation that he brings up, is 9 times out of 10 Voldy, which is toxic. And it does sound like, since that's the first thing you bring up, you're not healing from it still, because it's still on your mind. You start dwelling in it a little bit. But I understand you're a creator as well.
Like that. Hashtag we hate Voldy. Just saying.
Yeah,
I'm not making that shit.
I'll make it. It's fine.
If I make it, will you sell it?
Yo,
all the proceeds.
I mean, that ain't her fucking name anyway.
Don't get my man. You don't get him
That's
sued
not
for
her name
defamation of
anyway.
characters.
So niggas don't even. She ain't gonna know.
I'm saying it's not her name.
You're right.
That ain't her name anyway. But no. Listen, because what my point was earlier, I'm just saying, like, you referenced that chick a lot because of the dislikes and the don'ts and all this other stuff. And that's what you channel every time you start talking to somebody or whatever. Like when we have our personal conversations and stuff and you be telling me stuff, yo, you really do channel everything the bad that was happening with her. And then I'm telling you, I feel like you see that in everybody. Even when we're on this Zoom and you be talking, I'm quiet. I'm an observer. So I'm just listening. And when you be saying stuff, I'm like, dog, it's her. But I'm not saying that you're not recovering, because I feel like you can recover as long as you're going, as long as it takes. But I feel like, all right, the content thing, all right, cool. We get it. It's entertaining. But I feel like you really like put that in your life. I really do. The little do's and don'ts and dislikes and all that other stuff, because you think that every woman is like Voldy. And I know that you only had like 2 girlfriends. I know you only had 2 chicks.
I'm not gonna lie. I was with you all the way up until you said you think every woman is like Voldy. I don't think every woman is like Voldy. I don't want to end up with a woman who's like Voldy.
Well, then that's what I'm saying about that part though. Like, pay attention. When I first met you and we was talking about this situation. Why
are you talking to me like Denzel?
Because that's what this is. That's what this is right now.
Push him in the forehead.
Yeah. But listen, you know what, Jay? Like, back to Nick's point, go on and stroke them dreads, Nick. But back to Nick's point is like when she said that, when your go-to is not what you like, but what you know absolutely what the fuck you don't want, what the fuck you not gonna tolerate, what the fuck you can't stand, everything. And maybe it does go to Voldy because you don't have a big thing to pull from. Yeah. But I can tell you,
when she done, I'm coming back in.
Yeah, I got this thing, and going back to Nick's point, I was like, damn, that's why I love my dude. And we have it out. But one thing, when we first met, this nigga like grabbed my hand. He said, all women been through some shit. I've been through some shit. I got 2 baby mamas or whatever. I don't give a fuck about what you've been through. That motherfucker, them 2 niggas that you accepted their marriage proposal and that you say you fell in love with, what the fuck did they do? What do you like? What made you fall in love? What made you smile? What kept you happy? Because I want to do everything that they did. And you could tell me later what they did to fuck up or what you did to fuck up. So he put it back on me so that I know that he was looking for the positive in me. You know what I'm saying? He don't give a fuck. Everybody got niggas ain't shit and blah, 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 whatever. A lot of people have that. But he was more concerned with how to make me happy, how to like get me for him. And I think that's what I liked about what Nick was trying to say. And y'all know I'm over here sipping and I'm rambling now, but correct me if I'm wrong. I want to hear more of that. Like, what do you like? What do you want? What was a positive? You know, because we can hear that all day long, and you're an amazing man. We know that, but I ain't trying to fuck you. You know what I'm saying? But I want to hear, like, I'm tired of Odie, and I really don't want to do voodoo or pull out the bloods on her, but I will. But I want to know who made you happy? Who made you, you know?
Yeah.
Just saying.
What made you smile today? What made you smile today? What
did you feel like you had a big dick? Not who made you feel like you had a little dick, or who made you feel like, yeah, I'm tearing this pussy up.
Just look at Nick, talking
in them guts.
Oh my God. Y'all crazy. I mean, women with little hands, to answer your question.
And I want to ask that of all the men. Like, let me know, like, what y'all appreciate. Like, what made the pussy good, or what made a relationship good or conversation good? Because if y'all really on here for us and you want to, like, Black women to do better for Black men, let us know what y'all do like, what you do appreciate, what keeps you going. Because these
Jaxon said he ain't talking about us no more.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Thanks, Clarissa.
Thanks,
Clarissa.
You welcome.
I will answer questions. I'm just not going to facilitate the but nah, you want me to answer first, Rock, or you wanna say what you was gonna say?
Who, me?
All right, so Rock was
raise a hand, yo.
But personally, I mean, what makes me, what do I like?
Hold on, let's keep see. Why is that difficult to even answer?
Yeah, can I take a couple of seconds, man, to gather my thoughts? I pause every time that I talk.
No,
you don't need seconds when it's something you don't like.
Your fingers on the trigger. Any other time, your fingers on a motherfucking trigger.
Ready to blow.
You don't like. I don't like bitches that don't suck dick. Like,
I like women who allow me time to speak.
I knew you were gonna say that shit.
Boy, bye.
I knew he was gonna say that.
Nah, man. I guess I just really like. I like real simple stuff. Like, I like people who are nice to me. I like women with a good sense of humor, who don't take life too serious. I like women with style. I like women who just treat me nice. Like,
I like long walks on the beach.
I don't even really fuck with the beach like that, though.
Y'all know he don't fuck with hot weather.
He don't like to be hot.
No, I mean, I just honestly, I guess I just like just someone who's nice.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I feel like that was really vague.
Rock has a question.
Well, actually, you're right. Rock, go ahead, go. Shoot, Rock, shoot.
See, because that was perfect. That was nice. Okay. Now, what I was saying before I got cut off, listen here. All them joints that Voldy displayed, we talked about this when I first met you, and we was talking about Voldy. And I'm like, yo, and you let this continue and grow into a relationship? From No, red flags, red flags, red flags, nothing but red flags. And y'all still made a relationship. Red flags. So all these things that you just said sound beautiful. Did she do that?
Yes and no in the beginning. In the beginning, I thought that she did display those things, which was why I ignored the red flags.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like in the beginning, I remember, and maybe this just will tell y'all or tell y'all how low I guess my fucking standards were, or how maybe like I just really wasn't used to like women like really just treating me nice, because like I was hype about the fact that she had like bought me lunch one time. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was like a big deal for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was why y'all niggas looking at the screen like this?
Keep talking, man. Go ahead. Stop getting distracted. We looking. Go ahead.
But I'm saying, but if Nick, if you close to the screen like that because you like, well, nigga, I didn't butt your lunch. Like this was back in fucking 2014, 2015. So
I ain't never tried to fuck you though, so I'm good.
I know I'm just saying because y'all niggas is all. But anyway, so like,
I thought
I just remember,
I never wanted the dick.
I just remember her like when we went out, we had fun, we laughed. Like she seemed like she had a good sense of humor. Like she seemed like in the dating stages that she was a person who I would actually get along with, and she was cool and she was nice, and you know I thought that she looked nice as well. So I was just like, damn, like this is dope. Like and then we had a couple of kind of like rough little arguments, whatever. And I guess I was just at that point I was trying to weigh my options of like, okay, is this like an anomaly? Is this something that's gonna, just a one-time thing? And what's funny is I remember that while I was dating her, I was purposely kind of waiting for like our first kind of like disagreement to kind of just see like how it would go, how she would be within a disagreement, how long it would take us to, I guess like make up after, like what would be her style of like making up after an argument. Because in my mind, I was thinking like, well, I need to know how she's going to be in this particular situation before I try to make it official, like in a relationship with her. Because like in my mind, like I saw her like being my girl, but I still wanted to like, live out like the process, because I still was never a person who was going to move super fast. And so then like when we had our couple of fucking, rough little outings and, what I'm saying, where she ruined like some dates and shit, that's when it kind of gave me the opportunity to kind of be like, all right, well, is this something that I can handle? Is this something that is going to, that I can be cool with? And in my mind, I'm not thinking that it's going to happen every time. You know what I mean? I was dead wrong. I was just thinking that, okay, I think I can handle this, but I endured it for a couple of years. I just couldn't endure it for no longer. I just made a bad decision. I made a bad pick. Like, what can I say? Like, you know what I mean? Wrong decision.
Would you say that you're healed from it?
I think so, but it's hard for me to make people believe that, because
you need to make nobody believe it. I just want to know if you believe it.
Can I defend him?
I think he is. He's just chilling.
I think you are. I think you are. I want to know if you think you are.
Go ahead.
I want to defend him real fast.
Lord,
So if I get shot, right?
Oh Jesus!
I'm gonna forget I got shot, right? But I'm gonna heal from getting shot, but I'm not gonna forget that I got shot. That shit hurt. That Vody situation from him, as we can see, that it really like traumatized him. So he probably healed from it, but he's not gonna forget about it. And that's what women do. Y'all just like to forget about stuff.
No,
I'm gonna mute myself on that.
Not all women.
I'm gonna mute myself on that one. I know I triggered y'all.
Yeah, you did. Don't do that.
What you're not about to do is.
What you're not gonna do.
Because I'm gonna get rock on your ass. She's a shooter.
But nah, like I honestly though, like I think I healed from that. It took me like 2 years though. If I'm gonna be real with y'all, like we was together for 2 years, and it took me about 2 years because we broke up in 2017 ish, and I probably got over it like 2019, and that's kind of when that's when I started trying to date other people. That was
I got a question for everybody in the room too.
Go ahead.
Do you guys believe? I've always heard this it's not necessarily a phrase, but I've heard people say before, for the amount of time that you were with someone, it's going to take you half the amount of time to get over them. So if you was with someone for 10 years, it's going to take you 5 years to get over them. Do you guys believe that?
I heard it, but
we know you don't fucking believe
head's
it.
gonna fall off.
Oh, me? You know, I don't know.
Fucking Rock. She get over that shit next week.
Block on everything.
Rock has no fucks to give.
Oh man.
Rock just looked tough. She's sweet as apple pie. She just looked tough. That's it.
She is so sweet. She's
so stinking
one of the
sweet.
nicest women I know. She's very nice.
I'm obsessed with her.
Thank y'all.
Right?
Man, you got these niggas fooled, boy. I tell you.
She is so sweet. Don't do her like that.
I'm canceling my subscription, Jaxon. Don't be talking
right
to
now.
her like that.
Take me off my $20 tier. Take me off.
I tell you.
She just talk real hard.
She threatened to beat up about 10 people every time I'm around her. Boy, I'm just
They probably deserve it.
What they do.
Oh, not you, no.
10 random people.
They probably deserve it.
I'll beat that bitch ass. I'll beat them the fuck up.
What they do to her? What they do to her?
They do.
Listen,
And mean every word of it.
The moment she had the gall to call somebody a crumb, she was my favorite person. I'll never forget the fact that she called somebody a crumb.
Rock was one of the first people to reach out to me and like send me a friend request when I first started fucking with this whole situation on Instagram and all that. She's so sweet.
She really is. And then Rock,
really
oh my gosh, Rock is so fucking sweet.
Y'all warming my heart right now. Y'all
And
know
she's
it's
so
Ice City
Philly. So if I'm out there, she's gonna be the first person I call. We gonna fuck somebody else.
Look,
Period. And I'm quick to book a flight.
Listen. Rock cool as shit. But when I first came on and I was writing in the comments, I was like, damn, I'm not trying to get shot. She said, well, if you say it in the right way, you're not gonna get shot. I'm like,
That's so bad.
Well,
she was banging on people for real.
Yeah, she cool though. Like she cool, but I just know, like, I be feeling like if somebody break Rock heart, she gonna beat them the fuck up.
And I'm
all
pulling
the
her
way.
right behind her this day.
She be like, she gonna beat like Rock. You can't beat your boyfriend up, man. Like
Yes,
I feel like if y'all ever seen
It's happened before.
if y'all ever seen that Boys in the Hood movie, like that has to do with like the group and how they had the dog had the ball under the fucking chair and shit, the dog barking at him. I feel like she be having niggas like that, like under the fucking chair and shit. You like, damn, like why this man is under here scared for his life right now?
No, I'm the one that usually tie niggas to chairs. That ain't me.
Yeah, tie them to the chair.
Oh my god.
Nick said she does that. She got on the ropes. I don't do that.
That's usually my twist, but okay.
To answer your question,
but she cool. She cool.
I do think that reigns true though. I think that reigns true because like for Vody it took me like 2 years. For the Gypsy, that I think that really took me like a year. So maybe for me it was just like equal time because like, and that's the thing that I was trying to say before. Like, even though I've been hurt, like I'll take the appropriate time to heal myself and then step away before I feel like it's appropriate for me to even be emotionally available, right? Because I want to stay on that for a second because I think maybe that's one of the things that maybe makes it look like men don't really recover, because a man will get hurt and then he might take a couple of months or whatever, and then decide to get back out there and try to meet new people. But the whole time while they're trying to meet new people, they're really not emotionally available. They're really not open. They're really not open to getting into something else serious. They're just kind of getting out there. That might even be a coping mechanism. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because again, like getting over some hurt, it's you like you go in stages. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you take the one stage to really be hurt, to really be mad, to really be sad, to go back to angry, to figure out what you did, to figure out what they did, to figure out what you could have done better, to figure out what they could have done better. And then then you kind of start, as time goes by, then you start to be less angry, less sad. And then that, I think, to Rock's point, is to where you kind of get to the stage where you're finding yourself again. You're loving yourself again. You're telling yourself that you are good enough. You are worthy. You are this, you are that. And then after you get past that, then you still just kind of take time to yourself where you don't even want to, you're so busy like healing and loving yourself that you don't want anyone else to really interrupt that process. So I feel like you're healed, but you're still off the market. And then I think there's a stage after that where it's like, you know what? I think I can start trying to meet people again. But in your mind, you know that really like that's kind of like the rebound stage. It's like the rebound stage, but not meaning to be the rebound is the wrong word for it, but you're trying to like almost you're kind of using people as like training wheels to get you back into the motions of just fucking dealing with people.
What's very interesting.
Yes,
you just
I
mentioned
agree.
the stages of grief.
But you may not have like even though you're open to entertaining people, you know that you're not open to entering back into something serious. And then I think the last stage is where a lot of people, not even men, I think a lot of people get caught in like this purgatory where, and this is where dating, I think, for people gets frustrating, right? Once you pass all of those stages, now you get to the stage where you're actually open and ready for something serious. But now that you're ready for that, the people who are put in front of you, nothing connects. So now sometimes it can come circular back around, because now that you're ready, the people that you're meeting, you know that they're not the right people. And sometimes that can make you more angry. That could maybe bring back up like the bitches ain't shit or the niggas ain't shit. Because now that you're ready and willing and you want to, the people that you meeting, they not really meeting your standards, or y'all not meshing well. So now you're just in this dating like merry-go-round, but you're not really getting, like on a hamster wheel, not really getting no progress. So then I think men specifically kind of teeter on, I'm open to it, but in the meantime, I'm gonna just fuck with you. I'm gonna just try to get money. I'm gonna try to get myself together. I'm gonna still be open to it. But if I'm not meeting nobody, but if you, as a man, right, if you're not meeting nobody to be serious with, long term with, but you getting your money up, you getting yourself better, and you're actually having sex with some people on the regular, sometimes that transforms into, you know what, like, this is pretty good. I'm getting money. I'm doing well. I'm still kind of chasing success. So I'm on the way up. I'm single and I'm dating. And every now and then I have sex. So it's like, damn, like, why not just fucking stay here in this? And I think sometimes that can even be looked at as like, damn, like these niggas ain't recovered because they don't want to take that final step to being serious or to being in a relationship, when like the whole time is like, maybe like the relationship step is like, maybe niggas figured out that the relationship step ain't the right one. Maybe the right step is right where you are.
You're so contradicting yourself.
I mean, Dom got his hand raised for a while now.
All right, my bad. Go ahead, Moo.
I fell asleep while I was still up. I fucking forgot.
Yo.
No, I was just like, when me and Nick was at the gym, I was just telling her like,
tell him when we was in the gym. Tell him.
Trying to get like trying to get shit like moving, like financially, like and being an entrepreneur, I'll really be doing a bunch of shit. And then being a dad, I have mastered the skill of being asleep while I'm up. So this shit is crazy. What the fuck? You started off. What did you first? What were you started off saying? And I'm like, I gotta say something. What was the question that Nick asked? What was the question, Nick?
I said for everyone, do you believe in the saying of how long you were with a person, it takes you half the amount of time to get over them? So if you were with a person for 10 years, it takes you 5 years.
No, I think it really like depends on like the amount, like how the relationship was. If it was all good, for me, I can say when my relationships that ended that were good, more good than bad, or not as toxic, those relationships were a lot easier to get over. It didn't take, if I was with them for a year, it didn't take 6 months, or if I was with them for 2 years, it didn't take a year. It was easy. It was way easier. It was them toxic, the real toxic ones. I only had like one real toxic relationship, was with my first relationship was like 3 years. It didn't even take me, see, I'm like more like Rock. It took me to understand, like, yo, you know what the fuck you is, cuz? Like, you bull for real. Like, you really him. Like, before her, you was a sniper, bro. You get back out there. And then, like, and what made my process of healing and getting over her faster is when she realized that I was getting back to myself and she tried to come back. And that's how I knew it wasn't me. So I think it just depends on how toxic the relationship is. And again, to my point from the beginning of the conversation, on who you are. If you're one of them people who can talk yourself out of stuff and get the ball moving, I guess, really.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, what's up?
This chicken is so fucking good, first of all. I'm so sorry.
Want some?
I'm about to drive to your house and get some.
God damn. Whew. Okay. Hold on, I gotta go find it because I had to write it down. Okay, so can you provide me with some clarity first? This whole idea of men not being healed, are you speaking about men that are in relationships or outside of relationships?
I don't even think that I was, well, in my little monologue, I was talking about men in between relationships.
Okay, because I wanted to touch on the idea that the way that we, the women who have answered the question no or partial or whatever, maybe we've come in contact with men who've wanted to be in a relationship with us. We got into a relationship with this man, and then we did realize, oh, you have not healed.
Okay.
So now you're putting me through things or taking me through things based off of your previous relationships, and you're making me pay for that. You have not healed. So I'm trying to figure out if the narrative could have come from that side of things. I don't often feel like men that are not in relationships or men that are in between relationships have not healed. I don't ever think that that's really ever been my sentiment. Even with you, I don't think I've ever said that you haven't healed. I think that you are easily triggered when it comes to
you have said that
certain situations.
That's hilarious.
Because I mean, it does not take much to trigger you in those spaces. But I have not said that you have not healed, right?
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out if this idea that men don't heal comes from women who've experienced men who have not healed in relationships, because I can completely understand that, right? And that kind of ties back into, I don't know if it was you or somebody else who said something about being emotionally unavailable.
That was me.
But like a lot of men get into relationships and they're emotionally unavailable a lot of times. And so if that's the case, then yeah, the woman is gonna feel like, wow, like niggas really just don't be out here healing. Like niggas just don't heal.
How is that even possible? Like,
what do you mean? How is it possible?
Like, even as hear me out. So like, even from like the perspective of a woman, like if you know that a nigga is emotionally unavailable, how do you even allow yourself to say yes when he asks you to be his girl?
That's the thing.
you don't necessarily know a man is emotionally unavailable before you do. People are only going to allow you to learn so much about them, to see so much about them at certain times. It's just like the saying of like the idea that people want to get married before they live together. Nah. Like, I need to live with you first, because that's another level of getting to know you. When I can see you behind closed doors, like up until this point, you've only shown me what you want me to see. Living with you, I might sneak up on you doing some shit that's like, oh, that's different. I've never seen that from him before.
I've never seen him jack off on his side. That's weird.
Not to cut you off, Frank, but I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget this. I'll forget it. Shit, I forgot. Damn, fuck.
Listen, because what's crazy?
Y'all niggas on tonight?
What's crazy?
I don't. First of all, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do anything. It's just fucking fatigue. You said something, Frank, and it like kind of triggered me a little bit, and I'm trying to remember what it was you said.
What's wild is you saying you gonna forget. You know my black ass gonna forget. So we just gonna be two forgetting motherfuckers together.
You said.
She said emotional unavailable in relationships.
Oh yeah, she said you won't know a guy is emotionally available until it's too late. That's why I asked last week. I don't know if I live in a different world, but people don't go through the talking stage where you get to know someone before you get in a relationship. And I don't want to speak for everybody. I'm open when I'm trying to, if I'm really serious about a person, I'm going to get to know them. I let them know I've been through this, I've been through that. And you should be people should listen to what people say. A lot of people listen, or they listen and they're not listening. They're not actively listening. A lot of times the red flags are there when you're getting to know someone. Yeah. I know with me.
Can I say this?
My trauma comes through when I'm getting to know a girl that I really like. I don't tell it every girl, but when I was single, if I really liked you, you knew before we took it to the next stage what you were getting yourself into. And one thing that I told Kai, I said, bro, and that's what I brought up last week, that honesty, females love honesty. And I know a lot of guys out here aren't honest. So, but
you know what's a gift and a curse just for me personally, now that you said that, is like, I'm always, everybody, like if you're talking to me and if you're actually halfway interested in me, like the first thing that people do is look at your social media, you know what I'm saying? Look at your page, scroll through your shit. I can't lie about nothing, because like all my shit is on record. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's
always the fun part for me when they scroll through my shit.
Yeah, like I know, and that's
I'm sure that's hilarious.
And I say it's a gift and a curse, and I'm sure that you can attest to it too, Nick, because it's just like part of me being successful, part of one of the things that I feel like makes my platform, you know, halfway different, is because it's a black man on here actually being vulnerable as fuck, telling y'all niggas everything, even the ugly shit, even the bad shit, even the insecure shit. So it's like, you gonna know everything about me that you need to know to make a proper assessment of me, but then people also know so much about what makes you tick, about what trauma you have been through, about what it is you are into, how open you are, how closed-minded you might be about whatever the topic is. Other people can kind of like, it makes it easier for other people to camouflage themselves, because you know so much about what I do or what I believe or what I think. And I mean, I know all of us aren't, you know, podcasters, or all of us don't sell dildos and shit like that.
No shame.
But I just wanted to throw that out there because Mufasa did say like the talking stage part of people being super, like, some people are super honest and super open, but then some people kind of prey on the fact that the other person is so open, because it's almost like, well, shit, let me just let them keep talking so I can find out everything about them, so then I can kind of maneuver my way into seeming like I'm like the right fit for them.
I agree with that. I agree with that so much, because on the flip side, I get I get the flip side of that where I am open and I've been told that I'm so different, not like I'm trying to toot my horn, but it's frustrating. Like people think I have an agenda. And I think it's because of my age. I don't have kids. They be like, oh, well, I ain't trying to have no more kids, or I ain't trying to have no kids, and I ain't trying to get married. Nigga, first of all, fuck you. Nobody wants to have your fucking big head ass child. Second of all, I'm just trying to fuck. Like, don't assume. Like, when you get to a certain point, people might assume, and they might, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I totally get that. But it's like, I think we've gotten away from the point where people are open and they really genuinely try to get to know someone. Some people are so caught up on asking themselves questions. Like, I dated a dude last summer and I was like, yo, you know, we've been talking via FaceTime and text. You have yet to ask me. It was like 3 weeks before this nigga asked me one question about myself. And that was a total turnoff. And he was like, oh, I just would text him when I was bored. And I had no intentions of going out with him because he literally went in that first week. I give people like 72 hours. You don't ask me one thing about myself, what I do for a living, how anything. You got like, you just talking about you. Like, nigga, I don't give a, I'm gonna learn to you, but like, let's have some give and take. But then some people do assume they know everything because you're so vulnerable on social media or whatever. And my personal page is private. Like, and y'all that follow me, you will never know. I might post some shit and I cooked that shit 3 days ago, or I did that shit 2 months ago. You know, I'm very random with my shit, but I can totally see that. And it might have you jaded and feeling some type of way. But I do have a question for the men on here. Like, those of you guys, like, I know Mufasa is in love and he's engaged, and I'm all happy about that black love. I want to know, like, those of you guys who are in a relationship, everybody's been through something, but what was that pivotal point where you like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna risk it all for this one? You know what I'm saying? I want to hear that.
First and foremost, this shit is ghetto. Okay, shit is ghetto over here. But
I'm with you.
Supposed to sound like me.
But like I said, like I say all the time, it's just, well, with me, I was in my sniper stage for too long, and it really got boring with the same routine. Wake up alone, wake up quiet house, wake up who I'm fucking with today, trying to juggle them all, and then coming home. You're home, you playing basketball with your home, like, yeah, bro, I'm about to go home. What you gonna call it, cook dinner and shit. We about to sit and watch movies. What you about to do, bro? Same shit I did every day this week. Like, that shit got boring for me. And like I said, before me and her got together, we were friends for a long time, because I was in that stage that I tell a lot of my friends when they go through a heartbreak, or I was in the stage of learning myself, giving myself the self-love, finding who I was, what I was going to put up with. And then she just made it a lot easier once we got together, because we were friends. She knew my baggage. She knew everything that I went through. She knew it wasn't going to be easy. She knew that it was going to be a lot of sacrifice. But knew it was going to be a lot of putting herself in the back burner to help me deal with a lot of the trauma that I have. So I always say I got the fuck lucky, and it's not always that easy for a lot of people. So
yeah,
but like I said, this shit is pretty much ghetto over here, though. It's like a perfect love story. This shit it's ghetto. Trust me.
All right, I'll say, like, with me, when I could say for the most part, like, with me, it has to do everything with I'm not trying to be cliche, but it's like the vibe, and if I can learn something from a woman, like the first time, when I got my heart broken, the reason why I chose to deal with her was because, like, I never met a woman that was so much into the same type of music that I was. It was just different. You know what I'm saying? And we had chemistry, like, right off the bat. So just talking to her about music, and I could talk to her every day about different artists that I like to listen to, and she was putting me on to shit. It just had me attracted to her, and then the conversation could just last as long as we wanted to last, and it was just like, it was never really a dull moment between me and her. So that's what led me into her. Another woman was because, like, the woman that I'm dealing with now is because, like, I'm heavily into reading. I read a lot from time to time. So
getting into like history, she was putting me onto so many different articles and shit like that, to the point where I was really attracted to her mind. So like once a woman have my mind, she has my attention, and then it goes from there. And I'm just like I'm attracted to that. I can lose attention from a woman real quick, but once she has that, once she's intelligent and I can vibe off of her, and she can put me on to certain shit, and we could talk back and forth, and then we could laugh in bed, like, you got me. But most women, they don't. A lot of women, I'm not gonna say most, because I do feel like everybody has something special with them, but women like that gets me the most.
I my answer is gonna be trash, because while y'all were talking, I was thinking back on the relationships that I've been in, and like even like some of like the long-term situationships I've been in. And I've never wanted to just like wholeheartedly like take those women off the market. Um I've always kind of felt like I was kind of backed into a relationship, and not necessarily by the woman, but like I think like a lot of the times like I've always felt like the women that I've met, as soon as you meet them, the clock is ticking.
I can say what for the ball to drop.
The clock is ticking in terms of like, all right, nigga, you got a certain amount of time before she starts putting the pressure on you. Of like, what are we doing?
Did she give you that or say
No,
that directly?
I'm saying this was a self-inflicted.
Yes, she fucking did.
No, this is before Voldy. I said for all my girlfriends, even from when I was all my situationships and relationships, like even from college, like from when I was like 19, 20, and then the Gypsy, and then Voldy. And even like honestly, even some of the women like in between.
Wait. The Gypsy pressured you into a relationship and you said no?
No. This is what I'm saying is, I said that I felt the pressure was self-inflicted. Like I felt, just based on my beliefs in how women moved, I felt like the clock was ticking. I always felt like I always would if I was the illustrator, right? It would be like, all right, you just met this girl, and then I would come home and I'd be like, look myself in the mirror and be like, all right, nigga, you only got X amount of months before she start putting the pressure on you. So like,
where did you learn that?
Whether she was putting it on me or just watching shit, probably just the world, like, you know what I'm saying? I always felt like that question was always like looming of like, so I remember like my very first girlfriend, I remember I was talking to two women. I was talking to her, and I was talking to a girl that I actually went to school with. And I really liked the girl that I actually went to school with. But I felt like it was coming down to the wire where I had to like make a choice. And for whatever reason, you know, I chose the girl that I chose. And then that didn't work out. A couple of years later, we had actually a good relationship. It just didn't work out. And then, you know, I was single for like 6 years, but because I was playing ball. And even like the girls that I was dating while I was playing ball, like I was very upfront with them about I want to be single until I'm done playing ball. But then, you know, you still like, people will say like, oh, that's cool. But then you still kind of like, once you kind of talk to people and date people, like I feel like, you know, like the what are we question was coming. Like it, you know what I'm saying? It eventually would always come. And then when I have to answer how I have to answer, then that situation is over. And then with the Gypsy, she didn't pressure me into a relationship. But what she did do was, when I was telling a story about how we went to Atlantic City, I missed the signal. She had said something in terms of like us like being together. but it kind of went over my head and I didn't answer it correctly. And then it was just downhill from there.
Correct for her standards or yours?
Yeah. Like I just didn't, it was almost like an alley-oop. It was basically like her saying that she wanted to kind of be exclusive with me, but without her saying it directly. And I kind of made like a face or like a pause, or like I wasn't like with it like right then and there. And it probably just fucked it up. And then, obviously when I was making a choice with Voldy, I was dating her and I was dating another girl. And she definitely put pressure on me to where I felt like I had to make a choice. So like all my relationships, I felt like it was always like down to me having to make a choice. I've never in my life been in a situation where I met a girl, dated her, and I was like the aggressor in terms of like, yo, like I want her to be I want to take her off the market.
But I think every guy has that. I laughed, Coop, because when you asked him the question, he answered it so innocently, and his head shook and his shoulders shook. He took me back to being like 5-year-old Jax. I don't know, just things I watched. So like, I think you're not the only man who is like that, though. I think I'm gonna speak for all men. I think all men are like that. You start to, especially if you like the girl, you start to think like, oh shit, like I got, like you said, I got X amount of time. The clock is ticking. How long is she going? How long I got until I gotta answer some serious questions.
Yeah.
I don't think that's bad at all. I think that's like you said, that shit come from watching a bunch of love movies and seeing shit happen from other people in your life. You be like, well, shit, I remember so-and-so on Dawson's Creek had to fall in love with so-and-so so fast. So shit, they did that shit in 2 episodes. That means 2 episodes is like 2 months. You mean time is ticking. So
yeah,
I don't think it's that bad, bro.
Yeah, but I do think it's kind of sad though that it's kind of shaped like that to make us think that, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I think what it does in terms of like relationships, it never really allows like both sides to be like completely ready. You know what I'm saying? Like it because it's always that shit or get off the pot like mentality.
And then with Instagram makes that shit 10 times fucking worse. You're going through a heartbreak and you see everybody in love and you know you're not over that heartbreak. Seeing a bunch of people in love, that shit makes you like, damn, man, I want that. I want what so-and-so had. And then shit, for instance, my homie would tell me I'm talking to so-and-so and so-and-so. And I know that I follow both of them on Instagram. And then I see them in a relationship. I'm like, damn, well, like you said, when I was single, I'm like, damn, well, whatchamacallit was talking to her for 2 months. And now he posted her on his Instagram. Shit, I got to hurry up. And I know whatchamacallit going to be asking me, I see so-and-so that he doing this, he doing that. Now you got, like, when you going to do it, nigga? And then I get that shit from my friends. When I dropped that the NOTJAXPRODUCTION engagement video, oh my God, bro. I was getting cussed out by all the homies. Like, damn, bro, you putting a pressure on me and shit. Damn, bro, whatchamacallit asking me this and the third. Like, damn, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it really be like that though.
Really
No. Mufasa be putting the pressure on you regardless. This man be like, yo, Bomb, when you have the kid, my son need a what's it called? He need somebody to play with. I'm like, bro, like chill, relax. Like he be putting the pressure on it. Who getting married next? Like what? Yo, chill, relax. Like, yo,
but it really be like that. Like say if you are dating somebody or if you are in a relationship with somebody, sometimes it is like that from the woman though. I've been in that. Damn, y'all got me pulling from my experiences again. I'm about to fucking reference old girl again. But I remember it was a time where I was still working at Cigna. I was going to work one morning and we was like talking on the phone or some shit. And she was telling me about how like she wished that our relationship was more mature, like a more adult, mature relationship. And I was like, and I was just like,
Nigga, she ain't say the relationship. That was code for I want you to grow the fuck up, nigga.
It could have. I mean, that could have been it too. But you know, my inquisitive ass, I'm like, well, okay, like, well, what does that mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, what do that mean exactly? Like, what does a more mature adult relationship, like, what would that consist of? And I just remember her like comparing it to one of her coworkers' relationship. And I was like, I don't even work with you. I don't know that nigga. Like, what does that mean? God damn it. Like, I'm like, well, what do he, since we bringing in other people, like, what does he do for his girl or his lady or wife or whatever? What does he do for her that looks mature to you that you wish that we could incorporate in our shit? You know, like, I'm articulate. I feel like I'm laying it out pretty fucking simple for you to answer this question. And she just like really couldn't answer the question. She couldn't put it in words, but at the same time, she was so upset. And like, it was just like, damn, like what the fuck just happened? Where now she's upset at me and we ain't even seen each other. I haven't done anything. I just haven't been the nigga that this guy is to whoever her coworker is.
Because our coworker painted the situation like a fairy tale, but you should have hit her with it. Well, you know, they probably argue, you know, they probably this, they know they probably that. And that's what I tell all my friends. Because like I said, when I did that engagement shit, I put the pressure on a lot of people. And I tell people all the time, Instagram, like you said, what Cook says, her Instagram is what she allows people to see. Of course, and then everybody posts their successes on Instagram. Nobody's posting the fucking pictures of them arguing.
Yeah.
Pictures of fucking me sleeping on the couch. Pictures of me storming out the house and sitting in a car for 2 hours.
Right.
So like, I think it's kind of like programming, bro. Because as when we're young, a lot of the fucking movies that girls watch or that we watch, Cinderella, fairy tale shit. So you're painted a fairy tale, and people chase that, and that's why you have that. And that's why I think guys have that feeling like, all right, so the clock is ticking, because like I said, this, like you said, the shit I watched.
Yeah. Yeah. Rock, you raising your hand?
So, right, I remember you talked about this movie. He's not that into you. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
So is that?
I got a story for that
too.
too.
That pissed her the fuck off. So I think that it's a piece inside of that movie that probably is the reason why she was mad. Am I wrong?
Man, you probably, I don't know if I told y'all this. I know I told you the story. I don't know if I told y'all this story. So this was coming off of one of our, and see, for the record, this is for content, right? Because this is just a good story. So it was, we was coming off of one of our tumultuous weekends, right? so I'm just trying to survive. I'm trying to survive through this Sunday to where, all right, I'm like, all right, if we can get through this Sunday where we don't fight and then she could go back to the crib, then, we could be cool or whatever. So we in the crib, and go to brunch or some shit. So already off the bat, this should tell y'all that I'm sacrificing, because I hate brunch. I'm not a brunch guy, right? So we at brunch. We even eating in the restaurant, which if y'all also know me personally, I hate eating in the restaurant. If I had a choice, I get it. Come back to the crib, put on some sweats, no underwear, turn the AC on, put some fucking TV on, and just fucking eat like that, right? So we eating in the restaurant. It's cool. Not a lot of conversation, so we're not having no argument or nothing like that. Then we come back to the crib and come back in the house, and we chilling, and I'm just flicking through the channels. And this movie called He's Just Not That Into You happens to be on TV. At the time, I've never seen it. I don't know if y'all have seen it. At the time, she's also, I don't think she's seen it.
I read the book too.
So it's just on, right? And it's one of them, I'm immature, silly and shit, right? Which she hates. And so we watching this movie, And it's shit going on in the movie that's 100% true, right? In terms of like how guys think in terms of like, you know, dating sometimes, or how one guy is like doing it. He's like creeping around with Scarlett Johansson. He cheating on his wife and this and that. And like, but the way that it's written and the way that it's acted out in the movie, like the shit is funny because it's a comedy, right? And like I'm laughing, I'm chuckling because, you know, I'm me. And I look over and I'm thinking she gonna be laughing and then chuckling too because this shit's hilarious. Nigga, she's fucking steaming over there. Because she's so mad that this relationship in this movie isn't going well or whatever. And she's also so angry that like the men in the movie, because they like cut to the like clips of saying like, you know, like real life kind of like examples, like, well, you know, if she's not doing this or if he's not doing that, then, you know, he just don't like you or she just don't fuck with you and shit like that. Shit true as fuck. And so it's true, so it's funny, so I'm laughing. And she's just fucking pissed off, yo. And I look over, and at this point, this was like, we about to like break up soon. So at this point, like, I kind of don't even give a fuck. Like, I'm still like, ha ha, nigga. Shit's hilarious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit funny. And she just like, she was visibly like really upset. Like, oh, you think that's funny? Like, why you think that's so fucking funny and this and that? And I'm like, yo, she's really mad. I'm thinking to myself, I felt like, I don't know if y'all seen like when Jamie Foxx did a stand-up and he was talking about LL Cool J, like punching him on Any Given Sunday. And he was like, yo, do we know that this is a movie? Like, that's how I'm feeling. I'm like, she do know that this is all fake, right? Like somebody wrote this. Bro, and it was just like, that shit started a whole fucking argument. It started a whole argument, and to make it worse, after the movie went off, or after I changed the channel or something, it was like a preview to like another reality TV show. I forgot what it was, but it was about one guy proposing to his girl, and that just like took everything over the edge or some shit. Cause like, not only am I laughing at the bullshit that how men think, now we turn the channel to a nigga proposing to his girl on some lovey-dovey shit. And clearly I'm not proposing to you, goddamn it. I'm not marrying you and you not sucking my dick. So we can forget about that. So like, that just took her over the edge and shit. Cause I'm just like, oh man, that shit was the worst. Great stories though. But that was the worst. She hated that movie. I think she hated the breakup movie because all them shits is fucking true as fuck. Like, they movies, but they got some real shit in there.
When you do your edit, do that. Put that in a clip. I'm not marrying you and you're not sucking dick. Put that in a clip.
Oh Lord.
Oh my God. You try to give me
no, when I was talking about the movie, I was talking about the part in the movie where the girl went back to work and was talking about like how the nigga that she with didn't want to marry her and all of her sisters is getting married. So she started comparing their relationship to what was going on with the other girl and stuff. And then she took that back home because they said, well, maybe he just, you know, he doesn't want to get married because maybe he just doesn't love you that way. And then she went back home and started that damn argument. Then they ended up breaking up because of her listening to her friends. And really, she had a great relationship with this dude. He just wasn't ready to get married.
Yeah.
But her situation seemed to be better than the women that was at work talking crap. Of course, this other one, her husband's cheating on her with fucking Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
But she don't know that. But that's why I was talking about that part. I didn't know what part she got angry with you on. So you took that and just ran with that shit.
My bad. but I was there.
Disgusting.
I do.
Rock like, okay.
I do remember
the shit that I be talking about.
I do remember that part, and that's probably exactly how it happened in real life, which is why I got that call of like her wanting to be like on some more mature shit. That's probably exactly how it happened, because that's what the girl said. Yeah, that's how she be. And I think one time I remember when I told you this, you was like, that's stupid. but I think we were talking about
Which part?
how if you're gonna get your girl flowers, never give her flowers at the house. Always,
No, at work. At work.
yeah, always send it to her job because it just has a different impact, and it really do. Like y'all should when I did work at Cigna, I used to work. It was only a couple of men there, so it was like mostly women who worked there or whatever. You know, naturally we became cool and shit. You sit next to somebody every day, and you know, I remember this one particular woman. She got like some chocolates or flowers or something like that sent to her, and you know, the mail guy, the mailroom guy, you know, he wheels over the fucking cart and shit, drop off your packages or your flowers or whatever. And you know, so it's a spectacle. Like everybody fucking sees it. Everybody sees you, like, you know, get your shit and you open it up or whatever. And y'all should have seen like how every woman's on the floor, like their heart just fucking fluttered because they seeing this one particular woman like get like a gift or some flowers or something or whatever. And immediately, like, it's like this weird energy that some women have where it's like, it's complimentary jealousy, if that makes sense, right? Like they admire it. They think it's so amazing, but then immediately after that, like they be like, damn, like how come I don't got no nigga to do that shit for me? Like how come I don't never get no shit sent to me? Niggas at home, like, and the funny part was the most ironic part about the shit, right? The woman who got the flowers was just someone's girlfriend. And the reason she got the flowers was because they were going through some shit. So that was like him sending her something as an olive branch to kind of like patch things up. The women who were making all of the snide comments like, oh, I wish my nigga would do, all married. Right? So you married, you got a fucking husband, nigga, paying mortgages or rent, taking care of kids, all the serious shit. You got that shit, but because you see this woman getting flowers, you don't know why she got them, but you just see somebody delivering flowers to her. Now there's a thought imprinted in their brain that they nigga is at home slacking. They nigga ain't romantic enough. They nigga don't love them enough. They nigga not putting in enough work or effort. And it's just like just that quick. And like the guy is unbeknownst to all of this. He's probably at work thinking he's having an amazing day, like not knowing what he's about to come home to. And it's all just based off of just like that comparison stuff. And that can really make a relationship implode. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just so sad. And just for me to see with my own eyes, like I was laughing, but then at the same time, I was like, this is some bullshit.
That's stupid.
Like this nigga he's about to walk home into an ambush. He don't even know this shit.
Well, because of some other shit. Like, mind your business. Applaud this. Oh, that's nice. Those is nice. That's it. Keep it moving. Because I hate that anyway. Because I used to do security, and I used to hate that when they bringing them freaking edible arrangement, them flowers and stuff. Oh, look what my husband sent me. And I'm just like, y'all live together. Why he couldn't just bring that at home? Like, what the you drawing because now I gotta do all this paperwork. Like, like I get angry with that, but I'm just saying y'all niggas live together, dog. Like, why you still gotta send in nobody's freaking job, bro? Like,
but that's strategic.
That's
though.
Dumb to me.
I think that.
Damn, man, I feel like shit because I do shit like that just because that now I feel like the ain't shit, nigga.
No,
keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Keep doing it. Do what you do. Do what you do. I feel like I just feel like if you be seeing this, you gonna have to send it to their job, dog. You can send it to their house. You sending it to them to my place of work.
They don't.
Because you know what I'm saying.
But you never seen your homie post a pair of sneaks and be like, "Damn, thank you, baby." Like, well, damn. Babe,
no, because I don't care. I don't care about none of that.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm not.
I think that's a natural thing.
This. Yo, let me tell you this, please. I'm gonna let y'all finish. Let me tell you this. Back in the day, when we in school and stuff, this is school days. I got a boyfriend. My boyfriend, me and that nigga had an understanding. Listen here. Don't bring none of them big stupid teddy bears and flowers and candy, all that stuff, because I gotta carry that stuff home on the bus. So what we gonna do is we gonna link up after school, and you can give me all that stuff at home. Because I'm not carrying that stuff around. I seen my best friend Tia walk around with this big old fucking 6-foot teddy bear all day, trying to put that shit in the seat next to her and stuff, trying to stuff it in the locker. No, I'm not doing all that. Yo, don't bring that to school. Don't send it to my job. You know where I live at. We in here.
That's hilarious, man. But yeah,
Send me food. That's my love language. Send me a plate.
Yes.
I don't need teddy bears and none of that shit. You buy me lunch. Send lunch to the first place. Send me a motherfucking pizza.
Okay. Period.
Some ice cream, an apple pie.
I want some chicken.
Apple pie was good as hell, bro.
Period.
That's hilarious, man. But no, that's
but I'm sorry for cutting you off.
It's cool because Palm already had two. He already cut me off anyway. It's all right. I'm trying to say that I think it's just a natural thing, and especially when like your situation ain't all the way together anyway. Like you said, that guy think he's having an awesome day at work. They fucking relationship could be on the rocks, and that's why the first thing when she's seeing the flowers, well, why my nigga not doing that? Or most of the times when it happens, people are not truly happy. Like I said, I can see my homie, like for instance, one of my homies girls bought him a dirt bike, and everybody know I ride bikes. So I'm like, well, babe, why you can't? I asked her, babe, why you don't listen, that's why my relationship is successful, because we are very open with each other. Babe, we in the bed like, babe, what you gonna call it? What can you buy? Why you ain't buy me a dirt bike? And she kept it real, because I fucking hate them things. I don't like them. I'll let you buy your own dirt bike and say nothing to you.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, it makes me look at shit different when I see somebody else do something on Instagram. Because like you said, I'm like, well, why did that person do it? Because when I asked my homie, why did whatchamacallit buy you a dirt bike? Oh, because it's something stupid. Like he bought her something that he didn't really want to buy her, and she felt like she was obligated to buy his dirt bike. And I don't like that type stuff. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna stop cutting me the hell off too, bro. I love you, but you're gonna start cutting me off.
He not paying no attention. This nigga in the Milky Way right now, chilling.
I'm gonna cut you the fuck off. My name Palm. Listen, love you, bro. But listen, all of that shit is cool. But I'm be real with you. I am not like if I'm with somebody, I'm already doing some special shit for it. So if she asking me about what somebody else doing in another fucking relationship, that's another motherfucking relationship. It's just like, if you're not satisfied in a certain way, then you come to me and tell me that you're not satisfied with something that I'm not doing, not what somebody else's is doing. Because I'm not concerned about another woman. I'm concerned about you. You're my lady at the end of the day. I'm not looking at what Mufasa's doing with his wife and be like, oh, must be nice. Like, I'm not doing that shit. That's counting somebody else's blessing. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, my concern is to make sure that you're happy. If you're not happy with something, then come to me about it. Like, I don't know. That's just how I am. Like, I'm just not concerned about what somebody else is doing. I'm asking you questions and I'm getting to know you for real, so I can know how to make you happy, so I can do spontaneous shit for you, because you didn't even know that I was really paying attention like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here, man. We here, man.
So we definitely here. We here today. We like Merton, my nigga. We here.
That's the guy's honest truth too, especially for women. You know, like, you talk to your girlfriends, you tell them about your close girlfriends anyway. You tell them about the situations that you might have with a person, and you know, if you're not in a relationship with a person and you're dating them or whatever, and they're like, well, girl, I would not stand for that. I would be doing this and I would be doing that. And a lot of times I tell people directly, like, I'm not doing that. That what I want and the action that you're suggesting is going to affect my bottom line. So I'm not doing that shit. I don't require that of that man, because it's going to impede on some other shit that I'm trying to do down the line. You know, but a lot of women aren't that mentally strong that they're going to be like, nah, sis, that ain't going to work. They be like, yeah, they cheerlead the bullshit. you know, and then it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go home, and then you got this girl in your ear, and you like, the man is like, where the fuck did this even come from? Like, that is not what you were saying earlier this morning. Who was you talking to? You know what I mean? Like, who put this in your ear? And that's cause for a lot of people's relationship being deaded too. There's a lot of chicks. I mean, I know, you know, a lot of women because you do makeup, so you hear a bunch of conversations.
Yup. And then when I used to do hair, they just sit there and tell me all they goddamn business, and I'm just like, hey, because shit ain't happening to me. But I'm just like, dang, what the?
Mm-hmm. You ever had
but
your
then
girl
I be thinking like,
you ever have a girl? You ever have fellas? Have you ever had a woman? She had a dream that you did something in the dream, and she wake up mad at you.
Yeah.
And you be like, babe, it was a fucking dream. No, you fucking with that bitch at work. I know you is. Yeah.
That's dumb.
That's not
that shit's stupid. My arm was all dead.
I've done that dumb shit.
My arm was all dead and shit. I can't even fucking argue at this point. I'm like, you really want to talk about this shit?
Yeah, because when Nick, when you said like you be talking to your close friends and they would be applauding the bullshit and everything, you'd be like, well, no. That clicked in my mind. I remember her waking me up, like she like not just like, hey babe, get up. She smacked the shit out of me. I'm like, oh, what? Like what's wrong? I thought something was wrong. And she like, I just had a bad dream. I'm like, what? You just woke me up out my sleep to tell me you had a bad. What the fuck was the dream so bad about? You was doing this in the third and I caught you. I'm like, babe, it was a fucking dream. Nigga, I'm with you 24/7. Like, what do I have time to do some outrageous shit like that?
I'd have been like, but was I tearing that ass up in that dream though? Or
nah,
you heard her on the episode. You heard her on the live.
Jaxon trying to die.
Yeah, you heard her say she would cut me, bro. You think I would say that shit? Nigga, I'm not stupid.
She would kill him and then go to his funeral and cry.
Yes.
Be like, what?
That's fucking funny, man. Nah, that's fucking trash though. See, I usually
this thing said it's trash.
There's a study that most dreams are had during the week. So like I only really wake up the women on the weekend, so I'm immune to that shit. I don't be doing that. I ain't never had.
Look at him try to flex.
Bro, that sounds like some super trash shit, bro. That sounds like some super trash shit, bro.
I'm saying because I've never lived with a woman, so I don't gotta. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
the bullshit, Jackson.
My chances of waking up to a woman who had a dream of me doing some shit are very, very slim because I don't wake up to women every day. Is what I was trying to say.
Look at Nick's face, y'all.
Yeah, what's that? An ice cream sandwich?
Rock share.
Bring
it in the camera. I want to bite.
Yo, but did y'all see? Wait, she took the whole sandwich out the wrapper and put the whole thing in there. I ain't never seen
That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Nigga, y'all. Well, all right. Well, maybe that's all right. I eat my.
You take it all the way out. You let the little chocolate melt on your fingers so that when you eat it all the way, you take your teeth and you scrape the jaw off.
Period.
I eat my ice cream sandwiches how you supposed to open your air freshener in your car.
How?
Like you supposed to open
banana.
You supposed to open a wrapper like halfway, and then I just
he gotta pull it off every piece of the jaw.
I'll never take the whole because I don't like getting the chocolate shit on my fingertips, so I always keep the wrapper on until I get to the bottom.
Start brushing your teeth with it.
Yeah. y'all some animals, yo.
I'm like, how else you supposed to eat the shit? That's how I eat it.
Don't be neat. Don't be neat. Get messy.
Y'all some savage.
That's what I like.
Wait, Rock, give me a bite.
Stupid.
In the camera.
I'm surprised that shit is that like a vegan ice cream sandwich or is that like a real one?
This here for real.
What you mean?
You gonna say that's a vegan ice cream sandwich?
You trying to go vegan, Rock?
No, I already did vegan. That ain't for me.
Man,
I don't like. I did shit for 3 years. I was skinny and shit too.
Nobody want that make believe. That's fucking vegan is make believe food. Nobody want that shit. Give me the real thing.
I tried to do it. I tried to do it for 3 weeks. My homie put mac and cheese in front of me, and I failed.
Vegan cheese is disgusting. That shit will turn you off from the entire.
You gotta buy a certain one. That So Delicious one is legit.
Yeah, that's what I'm eating now. But I'm eating. It's like a coconut milk drink.
See,
so it is not dairy. It's not vegan though. Calm down, dummy. It's just.
Damn! Look! Bang, bang, bang! Like, yo,
bang, bang, bang!
Bang, bang, bang!
You did it with a cute face. She's so sweet.
So sweet. See, y'all saw the real shit come out real quick. Dummy.
With your dumb ass.
Right. Dummy dickhead. Oh shit.
She's still cute when she say it, so fuck you.
I know. She's so cute.
Fucking funny, man. But yo, man, I'm about to get out of here, man. Tonight was awesome. Tonight was good. I appreciate y'all. As always.
Sorry, Jax. Before we get off, let me tell y'all how y'all girl Nick was in the gym going so fucking hard the other day. She made me feel like a piece of shit. She was running through the workouts like, oh, this is nothing, Mufasa. And I already worked out an hour ago. I'm like, okay. Hitting it though for real.
That's funny.
That
when
shit
y'all,
gets into
when
my
y'all
Apple
back
Watch.
at
I'm
it?
like, let me go run.
We going back tomorrow. Today, Nick, I forgot I meant to text you, but I went to the gym, but I didn't work out. I went to the gym to play basketball today, so we'll be going back tomorrow.
It's cool. I had I got a call first thing in the morning. This guy needed me to like crochet his locks and do his locks, which usually take me like 5 hours. So I actually was out all morning doing hair. So
you told me when we were pulling off, you said we both hit each other with we didn't know what the next day was going to fucking look like. So yeah, but I remember I felt bad because Kai asked me, he was like, bro, did you do so and so? I forgot. I was like, oh shit. So but
it's
she
fine.
killed
I
it.
saw your story with all them men. I was like, oh no, I wasn't going in there with all them men.
Yo,
shit,
when I say
go in
she
there with
killed
y'all.
that shit, bro.
That's a whole gang
knocking
bang.
that shit
I'm
out,
good.
and she straight told me, because when I'm in the
Nick,
gym, I try to kill you. She was like, I'm not doing that. And I was, come on, no, Nick, come on, get this money, let's go, Nick. She was like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, oh shit. She's not doing it.
Oh shit, she's not doing it.
But I would like, not for nothing, when we was doing the core exercises, and I was like, nah, I ain't doing it. You was like, come on. And I was like, all right. And I did them with you. Like, I ain't stopped. I ain't need no modified. none of that shit.
Yeah, she
was
made
right
that
there
shit.
with you.
She was doing, she see, when I'm in the gym, I like to motivate people. They be like, oh, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. Like I said, she got down and did that core shit. She made me feel bad. Like, damn, I need to do more of this shit then.
That's dope, man. It's dope to see y'all niggas like really, really working out and shit, man. I know.
Thank you.
Jaxon's because of you.
I'm down 6 pounds too. I'm at 164 as of today. So I lost another pound in between me and her workout and today. So
what you trying to get to?
155. I was one when I told y'all I was stop smoking and getting back in the gym. I was 187.
Oh shit!
Wow. Come on, Jax. Oh shit! Like damn, bro. Fucking. I didn't tell y'all.
No, I'm saying the fact that you 164 now. That means you lost like 20, nigga. Like damn.
Well, nigga, tell you you see why though, right, Nick? Like I do a bunch of burnout exercises, and I wear a sauna suit when I'm doing it. It's just a bunch of my track and boxing workouts. And then my friend that's on here, that nigga fucking, he dropping the weight like this. Like he was only in the gym with me. I was in the gym for like the last 3 weeks. And he probably was in like a week and a half, and that shit like this. And I told Rock,
I think Moo was surprised at how far down I could squat when I was picking up that tire.
He was like that. Wait. What you pick it up with though? Because that one fucking story where you was picking shit up with your pussy, I was like, oh, what is this?
That shit was funny, yo.
That shit was funny. That shit was hilarious.
Funny as shit.
Get to it, yeah. And I told Rock, because Rock told me she trying to get to her goal weight. Like she trying to go up. And I told her, come to the gym. I got workouts for that shit too. So come get that money.
Yo,
Rock.
you live too fucking far.
Nick, it's not that far, is it though?
It's not that far. It's a little drive. It's like 30-35 minutes, but it's a straight drive. So it's not like a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Rock, you got the hood nigga car with the
Yeah, that's the hood nigga car, right? Yo, I got the hoopty.
I know how you. I know you drive like a hood nigga, so you would get there in like 20. Because when me and Ty go to Philly, I get to Philly in 25 minutes.
Oh,
no matter what part of Philly I'm driving to, I get there in 25 minutes. So I know that's probably how you drive. So you're gonna get there in 25.
Right,
and it's
wasn't that bad. You can ride with me. You can ride with me, Rock, if you want to go.
When y'all going?
Tomorrow. I go 5 days a week.
Look at her face.
Oh, y'all going tomorrow? Oh,
I go 5 days.
I don't know if I'm going tomorrow because I got to get back in my shop. I haven't been in my shop in a couple months, so I got to get in there, do inventory, and hit the socials, and get these orders popping and shit. So I don't know if I'll be able to do my second one tomorrow. I'm doing my workout in the morning.
It's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday is our cheat day, and then Thursday is my last day, where I go super fucking hard and I almost kill myself. And then Friday and Saturday is my chill days because Friday and Saturday is when people have stuff. So and then right back to a Sunday.
Well, this Sunday is Mother's Day. So that's out.
Oh shit, Sunday is Mother's Day, right?
Yes.
Oh damn, that shit came up fast. The fuck
Sunday's Mother's Day. Reminder: if your mother needs a vibrator,
I got reservations for Benihana.
You know what? I wish I had that relationship with her because I would definitely get her one of those. But I don't have that kind of relationship.
You should just get her one like a gag gift. See what
get her a little one night stand and be like, "Mom, Nick said this would be a good gift for you." Blame it on me. Make me the
put
bad
that
guy.
shit on TikTok.
Put that right. She need to be interesting. Boy. Anyway, y'all. I forgot that shit came up fast.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. But I'm about to be out of here, man. I appreciate y'all once again. Yeah, I don't even got no announcements. You know what I'm saying? This is like church when niggas got announcements at the end and shit.